See, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. They said use this time for the camera. Let's see if it's working. One. It's still about a second late, but we'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I need to go in here and change this title because I might need to put something here that says, I'm thinking that I need to go in here and change this title because I might need to put something in here like I may lose some subscribers over this, but we shall see. What's going on, Brian? What's going on, Peas? Who else is in the house? Wake Smeed. What's going on, Unconventional? Man, y'all, look, it's about to be, I don't know, this is probably about to be a interesting long night, man. This is, oh boy, boy, boy. And I'm about to call some people out, especially some of y'all that came at me on Facebook. You want to publicly try to call me out? I'm going to publicly call you out. As a matter of fact, I'm going to bring it back up in case you try to go back in there and erase your comment. But I hope you guys are all doing well tonight. Hope you guys are all having a good day, having a good evening, all that good stuff. Oh, I know you did not erase that comment. You better not have erased that comment. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. Y'all all know what to do. Click that thumbs up button. That way my content will be able to stay consistently recommended to you. I'm going to try to find this comment on here real quick while you guys are introducing yourselves. Say hi to the chat if you're in here right now. Say hello to the chat, folks. There's lovely people in this chat right now. Say hello to the people. To the people, to the kids. Say hello to the kids, everybody. Okay, let's see where my post's at. Yeah, let me see if I can go down to these comments and see if it's there. Oh, yeah, it's there. It's there. Suzanne Adelina Alt. I'll make sure that stays up there because I asked her to come into this chat too if she want to come up here and publicly defend what she said. Mama Don is in the house. Mama Don is in the house. What's going on, sis? And I'm gonna open this up, guys. I'm serious. This is gonna be a little unorthodox. So the point of me doing this, ladies and gentlemen, most of you that have been following my channel, y'all know that you've been following me. You know I'm for the truth. Period. Let me make this clear right now. Anyone that's getting ready to come up on my panel, they have a right to say what they want to. They got a right to say what they think about what Candace is saying. They got a right to say what they think about what Erika is saying. They have a right to do those things. What I'm going to do is what a lot of people seem like they are scared to do, and that is to have opposing sides, opposing ideas, opposing whatever. I will be able to pull up videos and show y'all things that just come off as being weird, whatever like this. But I think after 3 months and all this, and I'm just going to tell y'all straight up right now, unless something changed, I did respectfully decline to do anything with Turning Point USA in Illinois, in Tennessee. I respectfully decline because it's too much. It's too much. It's just too much noise right now. I just respect it now. Honest, if Charlie Kirk was still here after he gave the invitation to me at Illinois State University, I probably would have done it. And I actually still probably would have done it had not all this. Man, there's so much stuff going on, man. I'm just keeping it real. I text my guy Brandon Tatum. I'm like, man, look, bro, y'all, something's not right, man. Like when it's like this, if something doesn't feel right, I don't make any moves. And this just didn't feel right to do this yet. It just didn't feel right. So anyway, we are going to talk about whatever it is that any of you want to talk about in regards to Candace Owens, in regards to Erika Kirk. Okay. So I'm getting ready to put up a link, right? I'm getting ready to share a link, and it's going to allow certain people, individuals, to be able to come up here and cam up, okay? So I'm getting ready to put this link. I'm getting ready to drop this link. And Mama Don, I know you're probably going to do it. But I'm getting ready to drop this link. And again, I'm getting ready to drop this link. And there it is right there. Do not come on my panel with no crazy swearing. Do not come on my panel talking crazy in the sense of like shouting and calling people names and everything like that. And it ain't that I don't want you to do it. YouTube's house, YouTube's rules. If you get on here and do that, I will have to drop you, because what will happen, this video will be demonetized and it will hit their algorithm as being like a negative space, whatever like that, and it wouldn't be recommended. So I'm just saying, I just dropped the link right there. You guys can all see it. If you on YouTube, you can click that link. I will bring you up. You have to come on camera initially. I have to see you, because I'm not about to get trolled. I'm not about to do any of that. If you saying I'm not going to come on camera and show my face, if you don't want to show your face, you got to show me who you are in the background. Something just came up that said Miss Scarlett. So Miss Scarlett, I need to see who you are first. Wait a minute. Wait. I think I know who this is. I think Miss Scarlett. I think this is Mama Don. Let me see first. Can you hear me, Mama Don? Your speaker is off.
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's Mama Don. I know who it is.
Hear you. You know I miss Scarlett. You know that.
That's why I was like, when I said Scarlett, I had to think about it for a second. It's been a long time, Scarlett.
Well, I wasn't going to show my face because...
No, you're good. I know who you are. But I'm saying other folks that I don't know that might want to chime in on this, they're going to have to show themselves first.
Well, whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Unconventional. Hey, sis, go ahead. You can hit that link, Unconventional. When I see you pop up in the background, the green room, they call it, I'll know who you are. So don't worry about your front camera. I know your voice too, Tia. I know you, sis. But yeah, so you know what it is, Mama Don. This is definitely unorthodox. I'm not going no particular order. You can go ahead and speak your perspective on everything that you know that's going on and what you see and your thoughts on it.
Well, I have watched every single episode of Candace's thing about Charlie Kirk, and I've watched military men who are sharpshooters, Green Berets, all kinds of people, and every single one of them said that a 30-06 would blow his neck off. So I'm from the very beginning, I didn't think it was real. It sounded fake. I mean, the story, why would you call somebody or text somebody? Why would you just call him? I mean, he got away. Why didn't he take the gun with him? He was already getting away. Why didn't he take the gun? Why bother to put it back together and then hide it? It didn't make sense. And then somebody Google searched the exact address where the gun was found just a couple of weeks before. That's weird.
Yeah, you're right about that. And I think the thing that's kind of messed up right now is that, you know, most people will want things to go in a order. You know what I mean? They want things to go in order. This happened, that happened, that happened. I think because so much stuff has just happened in so many different angles, it's just spiraled all over the place. But I literally just posted a video just a minute ago before I'm doing this video right here, right now. What's going on, Unconventional? I see you in the back, sister. I'll bring you up. I just literally posted a video a minute ago telling people that I literally have, like I showed you, I did my little segment with Charlie Kirk when he came to ISU. And afterwards, I got to meet with them and talk with them. They want to know if I would actually be interested in doing some things in the Illinois area, which at that time I was like through it, like, yeah, let me look what my schedule looks like. I have no problem with that. But then, of course, after, you know, he lost his life, that definitely put a hold on me just for a minute. Like, I need to breathe a little bit. This is crazy. And people see a video with me and Charlie Kirk. They seen the video with me and Brandon Tatum. They seen the video. You remember when I went on the Candace Owens show? And so literally I said in the video that I just posted tonight, I said, some people seen videos of me with Charlie Kirk and they, oh, you will just believe anything Erika Kirk says, da 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 da. You're just for Erika Kirk. They seen the video of me with Candace Owens on her show when I did a talk show with her, and they, oh, you're team Candace. I'm not team anybody, but yet at the same time, people still gonna draw the conclusions. It doesn't
But
even matter to me
I'm
because people
team
gonna
truth. I just want to know the truth. The
right.
whole narrative didn't make sense. I mean, if a bullet like that, I mean, it was a teeny tiny hole. I mean, it was what, the size of a penny, maybe? It wasn't, or maybe a nickel, but it wasn't very big for the type of gun. They showed over and over and over bullets. And he wasn't a hunter. He wasn't professional, and he had an old gun, and he was able to take one shot, and shoot him. That doesn't make any sense. I've never, and as for Erika Kirk, I was excited. I was really excited to see her and see what she said. And I looked at my husband and I said, she, she seemed weird. I mean, just the way she was, I don't know. She said that man. And then she whispered, that man. I was like, what in the world? It was like she's doing a show or something. And the
Now,
fact that they sold shirts at his memorial and then had the nerve to tell Candace she was making money off of him. Really? You sold t-shirts at his memorial. I can understand if you were giving them away. They were selling them. I mean, they're like, well, she's a widow. She's a rich widow. It's not like she's poor. Poor people don't take stuff of their husbands and sell it at their memorials. I mean, name one widow. I know one. My niece, her husband hung himself. And she didn't, she was in trouble. She didn't work. They have a handicapped son who's in his 20s. And she had to take care of him. And you know how expensive it is? I mean, he's in a wheelchair.
mm-hmm.
And he has to be fed by a tube. He has a breathing thing he has to have. He can talk some, but I mean, he can't, he's lost all his muscle. All his muscles have like deteriorated. So,
See, and like right now, this person right here, I don't know who they are. They say, oh my God, I'm out. When it's popular to go after widows with small children, like that's such a narrative right there. Like that stuff doesn't work on me when people do things like that. Real, and see, that's what I'm saying. This is, let me take a little time right now, because like this comment right here, that's what a lot of y'all try to do on Facebook. That's what a lot of y'all try to do on TikTok and also Rumble. You guys are, Ty, I can't believe you're showing anything that Candace saying, going after a widow. See, that doesn't work on me. It's the equivalence of like my sons, whenever they were little, if they got in trouble, Dad, you always seem to be getting on me. No, that's not going to work. You shouldn't have been doing it. So my point in saying all that is, just because you try to throw somebody, nobody's going after Erika Kirk. They're not going after her and saying, oh my God, girl, no, all people are doing is asking questions. See, here's the deal. I want you to understand something to the individual and other individuals that leave comments like this right here.
well,
What you need to
they're
understand
sad.
is
It's
this,
sad.
is
They
that
sit there and
if
say,
you
I'm
are
out.
someone that has a public figure as a husband, for example, Mama Don, I don't know if you ever seen a picture of my wife. Nobody knows what my wife looks like unless we are out and I'm at a public event and my wife is with me. Nobody knows what my wife looks like. So I literally talked to my wife about this tonight. And I told my wife, you know how strange it would be that if something happened to me and you all of a sudden took over my Modern Renaissance Man channel, and you took over my speaking events, and you took over my other business that I have, and nobody's ever seen you, and all of a sudden you going out and you doing, I said, would that come off as being, my wife was like, yeah, that'd be really weird for me. So all I'm saying is that understand this, individuals, if you're not a content creator, if you're not a public speaker or anything like that, if you put your family out there for the whole world to see, understand, no matter what, people are going to have questions. People are going to, y'all can say judge, but people are going to do things like that because you put yourself out there like that. So like I said, people that don't even know my wife, y'all been with me for years and people have not seen my wife. So
I
if
haven't
my wife,
seen your wife.
huh?
I said, I haven't seen your wife.
Yeah, and you've been what, Mama Don? You was like my first subscriber that I've ever talked to when I started my channel. And
Yeah, I've never
if
seen her.
yeah, and if all of a sudden she came on the scene and she gets up here, you would probably be like, wait a minute, wait, time out. Like, wait, I didn't know
Why
Ty's
aren't you
wife even
grieving?
spoke. Or so the fact that my wife would put herself out there for the whole world to see, people are gonna come with questions and whatever they want. People are gonna ask questions and wonder, like, wait a minute, like, huh?
Well, why doesn't that girl who put that up there, Melanie, why don't she come up here and give us a reason why she's not home with her children grieving? I mean, within days, she's given speech. Why isn't she grieving? I would grieve. I know my niece, with when her husband died, we couldn't hardly get her out of the bed. We had to physically get her dressed. She was so devastated
Right.
when something like that happens. I mean, it was terrible. It wasn't just like he just died of natural causes. He was murdered.
Right.
Why
I think
isn't she afraid? But she's been going on all these shows like your security failed y'all, and you're going out in the same for security, giving speeches and trying to sell his books. And I'm like, what in the world? He's not even been dead for what, 3 months?
right. And see, Melanie Marlino, you can click the link and come on and just click the link and come on here. Nobody's gonna hate you or anything like that. You gotta, I told you, I want this to be open. Get up here, speak your piece, say what you want to say on the matter. Because
I
no
know
matter
nothing
what,
about guns. I don't know anything about guns. We have guns in my house. We have a lot of guns, and I don't know. I tell my husband all the time, I don't know. I have a pellet gun because I don't know how to use a real gun, but he does, and the kids do. Well, they're not kids; they're men. But I don't know how to use a gun. But I have watched many soldiers show how 30-06 works, and it blows the neck off of these people. In fact, their spine comes out the back of the neck, and it said it could go through a moose, shoot right through a moose and tear it to pieces. How thin is a neck? Really, think about your neck. How thin it is. How did that bullet not exit? It doesn't make sense. The narrative doesn't make sense. The boy was not a hunter. The boy was not a specialist. He had a very old gun. And then all the lies. There's so many lies. Why lie about stuff? Why call Candace out and say he was not turning against Israel? So she brought up the receipts. Here it is, where he said he was done with Israel. I mean, she has proven her points every time they lie. She has proven it. And I believe her.
Miss Tia.
He said, what is the grade of the slope? How would I know? I just told you I don't know nothing about guns.
Right.
I have no clue. I'm just saying he was a 22-year-old. He didn't have any guns, obviously. He had to use his grandpa's, which, okay, a World War II gun is not going to be, accurate or, like a one that's nowadays. How did this kid took one shot and killed him, and then just didn't escape. He changed clothes, took the gun apart, put it in his book bag, jumped off the building, hid the gun, even though he was escaping. Nobody was around there. I mean, there was nobody back there. They weren't paying no attention to him.
And then I think you saw the video. I seen a picture. I forget who posted a picture that he was like in a Dairy Queen with totally different clothes on.
How many times did he change clothes? They showed him going in the black shirt, going toward the school. Then they showed him going toward the school again with the burgundy shirt, but they never showed him leave. I mean,
there's just so much stuff that's weird that's surrounding it. I mean,
when you see those two people, though, they didn't look the same. The boy in the black shirt did not look like the boy in the burgundy shirt. His face was weird.
We can bring up the pictures. I will say this: the Tyler Robinson lips look completely different than that dude that they showed in the staircase. I mean, that's one of the things.
His face is weird. It's like
the guy his whole head shape and everything.
Is very odd. In fact, he looks more like the pictures of that Twigs boy to me.
We got Oscar.
He has a face that looks more like that kid than it does Tyler Robinson. I'm not saying Tyler Robinson had nothing to do with it, but I just don't believe he made that shot with an old gun like that. One shot and it killed it. I mean, I just don't believe it. And then the fact that he didn't escape, he didn't just leave. And why did he keep changing clothes? Why do we see him go toward the school twice? Plus, he drove to the school. What? It don't make any sense. If you drove your car to the school, where does it show him leaving the school to change clothes and come back to the school, and then it never shows him. It shows him leave never shows him leave, but it always shows him coming toward the school. And I'm like, what's going on? Why aren't we seeing him leave? So we know what time he left. Because he comes and he comes. You know, he went toward the school twice. What's going on? When did he leave?
Yeah,
It never
this
showed any pictures.
we have a super chat here. It says he was a hunter. He grew up around guns his whole life. The gun he used was given to him by his grandfather.
Like I said, it was a World War II gun, very old gun. And we're supposed to believe that he could take that gun apart, put it together, shoot Charlie, take it back apart, put it in his book bag, jump down instead of just leaving, because nobody was back there. He could have just left. He hid his gun.
Hey, the one is Sar E Bear that left the super chat. I really do appreciate that. Sorry, E Bear, I can post a link if you want to. You can come up. They go to link right there for someone that want to come up. Miss Tia, what's going on, sis? What say you on this matter?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, chat.
Yeah.
Hello, Mama Don. My thoughts are, of course, just my perspective from the entirety of the entire situation. Okay. I'll start with, there is no one size fit all way to grieve. First thing, everyone grieves differently. I would not say how I would grieve if I lost my husband, because in that very moment, I don't know how I would grieve. I would like to think that I would grieve a particular way. However, I don't know and won't know unless I'm in that particular situation. That's the first thing for me. Secondly, I'll hop right to the interview that I saw a couple of days ago with Erika being interviewed. She's been interviewed on a number of platforms, but the most recent one I saw, I think it was the one where she was kind of saying to stop, for everyone to just stop with everything, with all of the rhetoric. And she made the statement, when you come from my family, which she called TPUSA her family, then that's when she has an issue. And so for me, this is what I actually said to my husband as well. I said, now, for me, it was easier for her to go on stage and say, I forgive the killer of my husband. Easily said it in front of the entire world, that I forgive my husband's killer. But to have such an angry demeanor towards people just saying words about your husband, whether it's Candace, whether it's anybody else, I said, why wouldn't you have that same energy towards the guy who took your husband away from your family, your children, and your TPUSA family? Why wouldn't you have that same vibe across the board for the quote conspiracy theorist and for your husband's murderer? That was the part that really stood out to me, because I know for myself, I could care less what people say. Just don't touch my family and or me. You can say whatever hate you want to spew. You can come and say anything you want to say about my family and me. However, don't touch either one of us. When you go that far, Houston, we have a problem.
You're right. I said the same exact thing.
that's kind of where I'm at. And yes, I did study psychology and learned about teenage and adult behavior. So I could speak on the way her stance has been on the interviews and in various places. I would just personally say, um, it kind of looks, in my honest opinion, it looks rehearsed. And that's just in
Yes.
my honest opinion. It looks
Mhm.
rehearsed.
It
But
looks
like I
fake.
said, there is no one size fit all way to grieve. But in my personal opinion, it looks rehearsed. And I'm just, I can boldly say I cannot go with it. I just simply cannot go with it.
See,
Period. It's
let
where
me
I'm at.
throw this in here real quick. Okay, because that's what I'm saying. I think what happens is here. See, y'all, you guys have been, especially Mama Don, well, Tia, you too. You guys been with me long enough to where you guys know that I'm gonna speak my mind regardless if people like me or not. If people want to subscribe or unsubscribe, I will say it. What I want to ask is this: Would y'all find it? Would y'all find it strange that if Mama Don, your husband, or Tia, your husband, if they did pass away in front of y'all and y'all started, no, me, I'll say it this way. Let's just say both of your husbands, they passed away. You guys were at the funeral. Would you think it'd be weird if both of y'all just hysterically started laughing?
Yes.
So, okay,
Absolutely.
okay, see, now this is what I'm getting at. If you guys are hysterically laughing at your husband's funeral, right?
We
Would
would be
you
crazy.
think that anybody else would be strange for just questioning why y'all are laughing?
Oh, that's the thing. I
See,
don't.
Not at all.
all I'm asking is this. I think what's getting people pissed off about this is this. I know and understand that we say nobody can tell anybody how to grieve, but if y'all were laughing hysterically at your husband's funeral and someone said, look, that's how they're grieving. But don't you think that at the same time, you can understand why people will look at you guys and go, okay, I know if that's how they grieve, I get it, but that's some strange kind of grieving. Like, who grieves like that?
Well,
That's what
I
I'm
know
saying.
for
So,
one thing, when she was touching his body and talking, it was so creepy. Why would you videotape that? I mean, ooh, you didn't just videotape it for yourself. You videotaped it for the world to see, and that's weird. I mean, I don't know of anybody ever, and let me tell you this: I've lost every single one of my uncles, all of my aunts, all of my grandparents, my father. I've lost everybody. All I have is a brother. I've lost a brother. I've lost so many family members. And I'm telling you now, at every single funeral, I'm crying and I'm sad. I can't control the tears because my heart's broke. A part of my life is gone.
right.
And for her to just dab her eyes, I was snotting up and everything else. And I had so much tissue around me when I couldn't get up off the floor. I fell to the floor. It broke me. And when she saw her husband die the way he did, I mean, everybody saw it. It was horrifying. I began to cry when I saw it. It was so terrible. And I felt
I
so bad for her. But then when she gave that little speech when she was in that office, in his office, I guess, just 3 days after his death, and she didn't seem sincere at all. She seemed fake. And I have a very good judge of character, and I'm telling you, she was acting. It was acting. It was bad acting, but she was acting. And it was, for
just
me,
buried
I
a
felt bad
cousin
for
last week.
Charlie.
I'm
I'm sorry.
sorry.
Go
No,
ahead.
it's fine. No, I was just going to say I just went to one of my first cousins last week, his funeral, and he was a pillar in our family. He called on everyone almost weekly, even called me, if not every week, every other week, just to say, hey, cuz, what are you doing? How's the family? And so on and so forth. And even at times, he would even send money to myself, to my mom, to aunts and cousins throughout the family. And we just had his funeral last weekend, and he was in the Navy. And I will tell you this, he was a first cousin, and I had to do some acknowledgments there. And in me doing the acknowledgments, I stated that please don't go by what you're seeing right now, because I'm doing my best to keep it together, because I loved my cousin dearly. So even though I'm standing before you, reading these acknowledgments, my heart is hurt deeply by this loss. And that was just a cousin. And so, and I was ready to fall apart right there in front of everybody. I was ready to fall apart, but I was able to sustain and maintain myself in front of everyone. And like I said, there is no one size fit all way to grieve, but that was just a cousin. And I felt that way. So I can't imagine how I would feel if it were my very own husband that I lost. I just wanted to share that much.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Like I said, I think people are a lot of people are scared to actually say what they feel on the matter because they're afraid of what other folks might think of them. Like even right now, there's some comments to say. Now it's one thing to say, like I understand when people say we don't, like, for example, I get it. We don't know how people will grieve, but if you do see somebody doing something out of the norm, nobody should be able to be pissed off at you for going like, man, hey, that seemed a little different that they, that they kind of doing this out of the norm. Because I tell you what, when my fur baby Balin died, when my dog died, y'all know how Balin was a part of this channel, Mama Don. Y'all know that. When Balin died, guys, I've had cousins die. I've had friends. I'm talking when I say die, they didn't die from natural cause. They died from getting shot in there. A few of my cousins I saw get shot in my face, and I spoke at a lot of their funerals. I held it together good. I was strong with it. I knew that they lived their life. I knew that there was about their life. I knew it was a possibility that can happen, and it happened to them. That hit me a certain kind of way, and I spoke at every last one of their funerals, right? I had aunts die, grandma died. I cannot tell y'all why my dog Balin hit me harder than all of them. Like, I was like, I was even at my wife, like, what's going on? Like, I couldn't, babe, like, and my wife, she knew it. She would just come and she would just hug me. That's it. She would just hug me, and that would be it. But I did not know that for a full freaking month that I was just like, what the heck is going on? Why is this hitting me? I lost human beings, but my dog.
Because your dog was with you every day.
Yeah,
every single day,
that's
all
true.
day long. Your dog was there for you. Anytime, like time you wanted just to hug something, you can hug your dog. That's like my dogs are like right here beside me right now. They sleep with me, and if something happens, it would kill me.
Yeah,
and
I just
to watch her,
And I think the worst part is that what the worst part that got me about it is that I just didn't know. Like I'm like y'all been with me for a long time on my channel. Y'all know that I hold stuff in together. Even like I did my we did our memorial for we did our memorial for Lethal and everything like that. Held it together really good. And there was people booing crazy over that. I held that together. I just didn't know that it would hit me like that for not to where it affect me for a whole month. I'm talking up to the extent to where it's been over a year with my dog, and I still cannot get. My wife's like, she's ready for one. I'm like, I'm not. Like I cannot. And I'm like, whoa. So the reason why I'm saying that is that there would be people like my brothers. They're like, what? They're like, they looking at my own brothers because they know I told you I was the worst one coming up in the hood. I was the worst one, the craziest one. They knew, and it's like, wait, so you can speak at Cuzzo's funeral? And they're like, yo, dog, and you, bro, you can't get another dog? I'm like, yo, I can't do it yet. They like, dude, wow. So I'm saying, what if I was to get pissed off that damn? Who are you to tell me that I can't grieve like this? All I'm saying is that to them, it seems strange that I'm like, dude, it's been a year since your dog passed. You can't get another dog yet. So what I'm saying is that you can't get pissed off because people are questioning that. That's typically not how a person usually would respond to something like that. And so.
Well, I mean, if you look at her fingers, who she thinks she is, Mr. T. I mean, she got these big giant gold rings on every single finger.
You ain't never lied.
And I've seen that it was like the big G on there with the Masonic stuff. I know it's a rabbit hole. People were going down with that too, which is like, yeah.
She's just strange.
He is actually for her daughter's name.
So
Just
the
for her
rings on
daughter?
her fingers, her daughter's name begins with a G, and the other ring is for her son. I mean, people are going down these rabbit holes, and they need to understand her those are her rings for her children. And
They're
really
ugly.
quick, I have to go, but I wanted to go back to the rifle and saying that it's a World War II gun. I have a rifle from the 1800s. That was my great great grandfather's. That gun is a single shot, like bolt action load gun. If a gun is taken care of, it will always fire. That gun fires perfectly, has absolutely no problem. So saying it was a World War II gun makes no difference. As long as the gun was taken care of, that's absolutely it will shoot straight every single time. To the second point as to how she is grieving and her coming on a couple days later. Again, everybody grieves differently. My aunt is a nurse. My cousin passed away, was diagnosed with cancer, died 18 days later. I never once throughout the whole entire thing saw my aunt cry because of the position that she had been in, being a nurse. She completely grieves differently. And to this day, 8 years later, 7 years later, I have never seen her once cry over my niece. Not once. She cried in private by herself. The
But she
3
was
days
crying,
after,
supposedly. See, you see what you don't understand. She is supposedly crying, but there's no tears. She's dabbing,
well, okay,
but there's no tears.
she's dabbing the tears before they get down her face.
But your eyes would her eyes would be watery like she's crying. And
maybe if we zoom in directly onto her eyeball, you can say that.
If my husband would have passed away in a horrible way when my children were little, do you think I would leave my children to go sell a book? No.
Okay.
I would be with my children because they don't lost their dad. They need their mother.
Right. They have their mother.
They would feel abandoned.
Can I finish my point, please?
Go ahead.
That would be
your point's
fabulous.
not making sense.
Well, maybe not to you, but I haven't gotten to my whole point yet. You are looking at a woman whose husband was the lead of a huge corporation, who was an influence to people all around the world. She is probably looking at it that she cannot fall apart right now because she has to put up a strong front for everybody else in the world who is grieving. Her children at that point that she gave that speech did not even know that he was dead yet. They had no understanding that he was dead. She had to tell her children that daddy was on a mission with Jesus. She didn't know how to tell her children that. Her children are 2 and 4. They don't understand death yet. They don't understand that grief yet. She had other people that were there with him when he was murdered that needed her just as much. She was not there. She did not see it. She did not witness it. She was called and told what had happened. So people saying, oh, well, if I was there, I would do this. Well, she wasn't there. And everybody grieves differently. Just because you might grieve in a certain way doesn't mean that I'm going to. Just like I gave an example of my aunt. Her daughter died. Haven't seen my aunt cry a single tear. You can't assume that somebody else in a different, complete position than you are is going to behave the way that you are going to behave. It's illogical.
Okay, so a parent.
I hear what, no, wait, real quick, just real quick, please. I hear what you're saying, but you're just going around in circles. I just want to go back to the gun part though, because you were talking about how you know a lot about them. As someone who knows about weapons, don't you think it's weird that a 30-06 would make that small hole when no one else can show that it's done that on anything? That the people who are just random people who have nothing to do with this, that are like gun enthusiasts, are showing that it would have taken his head off?
I absolutely saw the exact video that you were talking about. Here's the difference. That kid was shooting straight on at that dummy. He was shooting, had that set up, was shooting straight on, straight line. He was not at the exact angle. He did not have the exact conditions that were out there. In order to replicate exactly what happened, you would have to have the exact sun angle. You would have to have the exact angle from the building to where Charlie was sitting.
But it doesn't change the size of the bullet.
Yeah, real
It
quick,
doesn't
but the
change
thing
the
is,
size of the bullet.
yeah, because the thing is though, there are like no known cases. I've actually been trying to look into this. There are no known cases where a person's been shot with a 30-06 and it didn't go through them and blow them up.
If you actually read the reports,
Oh, I don't trust anything the feds say. Yeah, because I've been American for a long time.
This is not coming from the feds. So everybody keeps saying, "Oh, the feds. Oh, the feds." The FBI is lending some hands, but everybody needs to remember that it's Utah that's handling this. It's not the federal government that is handling this. The case is being brought by the Utah state themselves. Utah is handling this. It's not.
They said they had a part in it. They've said it several times that they were helping with it. So
they said they were helping do background stuff and that kind of thing. Utah is handling.
Explain why they're not sending out more videos. When you tell me,
because it's a trial, it's a case. They can't do that. If you know anything about
so they can send some videos, but not
right. They are going to send out initial stuff in order to help the case to get identification, that kind of thing. Tell me let's look at the guy from Idaho that murdered those 4 kids. They had all kinds of evidence. What evidence besides telling the car and a possible photograph did they put out to the general public? None. Give me another case in the history of this country where the government, whether it's state or federal, has given the public every single shred of evidence prior to the case. They're not going to do that, because if you do that, you taint the case. You can't put out your evidence for a criminal case prior to the case being tried.
So, but they already did. They showed us.
They didn't. They gave you tiny little
grainy video of this weird boy that doesn't look like Tyler Robinson. He does not.
So his parents. You want to know how his parents identified him? If you look at that picture,
it wasn't his parents. See, that's the thing. Everybody
let me finish.
Did not say that was him.
Yeah, that's not what happened.
Say that. It's a lie.
His parents didn't identify him and turn him in. That's not true. It's already been verified that it's not true.
It was an ex.
I know you guys are like going off of what Candace said, but actually they did. And the way that they did, and the way that another.
Did you?
Oh my God! Can I finish, or are you just going to interrupt?
You're just saying stuff that's not true.
I'm not. But you won't. You don't even know what I'm going to say. What am I going to say?
Why don't you tell me why they lost the video of him being turned in? How do you do that? How do you lose the video of him being turned in?
I agree with that, but can I go back to my? Can I go back to my other point?
He's saying not guilty, and they said, "Oh, he said he did it." Which is it?
The guy who slit those 4 kids' throats said he's not guilty. Every person that goes and is found guilty is arrested.
He admitted to it. They said he admitted to it at the beginning. The feds did. They said he admitted that he did it.
And people admit that they do things, and then they change what they say all the time.
Well, so did the feds.
Can I just
lied? They said, "Oh, we've got the guy." It was some old guy acting crazy. Then, I mean, they should have known it wasn't him. He didn't have a gun. And then they said it was another guy. Oh, really? And they said, "Oh."
So you know what would happen?
33 hours. How many times has Cash Patel said 33 hours?
Can I finish an entire point, or are you just going to?
Your points are pointless.
No, my points are ones that you have heard from Candace Owens, and you think that are true.
Candace. I've seen many people.
And you know how many people are going off of what she said and repeating it?
What? Well, why
can I finish? Can I finish
receipts? She's bringing the
She
receipts.
hasn't given you guys anything, and I've been watching all of her stuff. She does not bring receipts.
Really?
She has not shown you a single shred of actual evidence.
They lied about him saying that he was done with Israel. Okay, well,
that has absolutely nothing to do with Tyler Robinson evidence.
No, it
point
does
is
have to do with people lying though, because if
why
if we
lie?
already saw the text, if we saw the text where he was saying he could not do it with Israel anymore and the way they were pressuring him, and then we have Erika saying he would come there like daddy's home, Shabbat Shalom.
Now I gotta admit real quick though, I gotta say this real. I
A
do have
lot
to
of
say this.
Christians,
That
a lot of Christians celebrate Jewish holidays.
All right, I'm
No,
gonna
we
go.
don't.
I will be back because I just don't like talking to people who just lie. It's
Wait,
I'm
like
not
Sarah.
lying.
it's team. No, because this is the problem, right? That people have.
Hold on.
Everyone is
Okay,
going
you
team
got the floor.
Candace.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Who has the floor?
Well, I thought it was, who was that just left?
I don't know.
She doesn't like the fact that what she's saying
Wait,
doesn't
I
make
don't know
any
who was talking. I
sense.
don't know if that was
No, I'm
Alexandra
trying to
or
make
Sarah.
sense, but you won't let me finish my thought,
You
and
went
you
for-
just want to
you
talk
went
over
for-
me.
You went for 10 minutes solid. Talking
No,
about
I
nothing.
did not go for 10
Nothing.
minutes solid. I was trying to get a point, and every time I tried to say something, you kept interrupting me,
Well,
and I
your
had to
points are
stop.
stupid. If your points made sense,
Well, see, that's your opinion because you just have already made it up in your head about where we are with this whole thing, and you're not looking at things
our
logically.
government has never hid stuff from us.
No, absolutely they have.
Okay.
I absolutely agree they have.
Assassination has been a one guy, a lone shooter, and it's always fake. It's always fake. They lie to us all the time, and we're supposed to believe now that was a lone shooter. A young boy did all this by himself. 22 years old. My kid's still pissed on the freaking floor. Excuse my language. Still peed on the floor when they were 22 years old. Much less figure out how to assassinate somebody.
So you do realize that this country was started by a 25-year-old, a 21-year-old, a 22-year-old. All the people that signed the Declaration of Independence, wrote the Constitution, were in their 20s, right?
They were 22.
Yeah, they were. Thomas Jefferson was 21. Like that argument holds no weight. Our country was started by people in their 20s. So to say that a 22-year-old, we send our boys at 18 years old over to in war who learn who know how to shoot.
And don't know how to work for anything. That's the generation we have right now. We have a generation that just think everything has to be handed to them. And
what does that have to do with this?
You're telling me there's no difference between the kids now and the kids back in the 1800s?
No, I'm trying to tell you that saying that a 22-year-old is not capable of something is absolute rubbish. And there are plenty of 22-year-olds. There are plenty of 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds. Let's look at C.J. Johnson. C.J. Johnson is an amazing kid. He started doing political commentary when he was still in high school. He's out there. He's an incredible kid. He's 23 years old now. So you're telling me that all 21 and 22-year-olds are just trash. That's really pretty pathetic.
Well, they're kind of dumb. They're spoiled. They're spoiled. That everything.
There are definitely a lot of them that are spoiled, but there are definitely a lot of them that are not spoiled. And to put a blanket statement over an entire generation of youth is crappy. I absolutely agree with you. There are some of them that are absolutely spoiled. Take all these influencers. I absolutely agree with you. But there are a lot of those influencers too, even though I don't agree with them. They work their butts off because they have to go back behind the scenes and they have to do all the editing and all of this and all of that. I don't agree with them. I think being an influencer is not the best career path, but I went into STEM. I'm a person in STEM, so I think of things logically.
Okay, the youngest signer of the Constitution was 26 years old. Most of them were around 44 years old. So what you said was false. I just looked it up. And then Brock also said, when he was given the video of Charlie, he said that the bullet did not match the sound wave. He said the size of the bullet hole did not match the sound wave. Like that gun did not match that sound wave. Grok said this.
Okay, yeah, let's take AI because, everything that AI tells you or Grok tells you is true.
Were 21 years old. I just looked it up. No, they weren't. That was a lie. The youngest one was 26 years old. So you just told me a lie. Why would you
I
do
said
that?
when
Why
they
would you lie
started
to
the
me?
country.
But you called me.
Okay, so
you just called me a liar.
I didn't call you a liar. I never called you a liar.
You called
What I
everybody
said
a liar.
is,
You said I don't want to be on here with a bunch of liars.
I didn't say that.
Did
That
she
was not
say
me.
That,
That was
You
not
said
me. That was the girl that jumped off.
Well, I knew somebody did. What girl was
So
on here
you
that
just
jumped off?
accused. So
That might have
you
been Alexandria.
I didn't
you
even
so
see
you
her.
just accused me and called me a liar.
Well, I thought you're the one that said we were liars, and I thought
I
'cause
didn't say
see nobody
anybody
else.
was a liar. I never
didn't see
once said
nobody else.
anybody on here was a liar.
Okay, so now I have a question. Now, you mentioned earlier, I think it was you, Sarah, either you or Alexandria. You said that the reason why they don't put out certain information is because it will possibly taint the investigation. Was that you, Sarah?
Correct. Yeah.
Now, is it possible? Is it possible? My question is it possible that Candace Owens could be doing the same thing? Because people keep on saying she's saying all this, but she's not presenting no evidence.
Absolutely. The problem when you go to select jury, you know, that's why one of the questions they ask you is how much do you know about this case? So because and it can hurt both the prosecution and the defense. If the prosecution presents its case to the public, it taints the jury pool towards the prosecution. Or I should say, taints them towards the defendant. So it's more readily available that that defendant will be found guilty because the prosecution has already presented the evidence to the public. That jury pool is then pulled from the public. Same would be with the defense. If the defense came out and said, this is all of our evidence, it can possibly taint the jury pool towards the defense. So he is found or she is found innocent. What Candace Owens is doing without presenting solid evidence to her point or to all of these things that she is saying is that depending on the amount of people that are actually watching her and paying attention to her, it absolutely can taint the jury that is pulled in to automatically think that Tyler Robinson is innocent. Now, I'm not saying that there wasn't a larger conspiracy, because I saw tweets that went out that were saying, oh, something big is going to happen on September 10th. And there was another one that was for a couple days prior to that. And it was, I even have a picture of it on my phone too. It was a guy, I will say, like, dressed as a woman. And he basically said, Charlie Kirk is coming to my school tomorrow. Wait to see what happens. It was, I'm kind of paraphrasing it, but I'm not saying there wasn't a larger conspiracy of people, but I absolutely don't believe it was a governmental conspiracy. They could be still, and here's the thing, if there was a larger conspiracy with people, let's say, in this group of that Tyler Robinson associated with, if there is a larger conspiracy with them in order to kill him, if the Utah government is taking all of these leads, because I know that some of those that I saw were taken down pretty quickly. If they're trying to investigate that group of people, the stuff that Candace is saying could harm the further investigation into that group of people.
Well, don't you think when the opposite of all these Zionists who are saying, shut up about it, he's guilty. Why is he guilty? They're saying the man, I forgive him. She's already saying he's guilty. He's not been found guilty. He's not been found guilty, but she said, I forgive him. Well, what are you forgiving him for? Because it's not been found guilty. So, I mean, that could taint the jury too, her already saying he's guilty. Because she's a
you have people you have every we now live in a culture where everybody always assumes, one, there's a conspiracy behind it. Everybody is guilty. There's no presumption of innocence anymore. It's either the way social media has changed the political or the judicial landscape is everybody is always guilty now, which it shouldn't be. I don't believe that's true.
Here's the thing for me, panel. I feel that everyone should have a right to voice their thoughts and or their opinions about any given situation that takes place publicly or even behind closed doors that are brought to the public. The issue for me is people tend to get angered at people for having an opinion. And we're all free to have an opinion of our own. I'm not going to get bent out of shape at MRM. I'm not going to get bent out of shape at Miss Scarlett, at you, Sarah. I'm not going to get bent out of shape at anybody's opinions or thoughts towards anything that is brought to the forefront for the world to see. Because as an adult, I understand that everybody's opinion is just that, their opinion. And so with us not being on the case is the first thing, us not being a part of the family, to my knowledge, that's the second thing. We're all entitled to feel however we feel or think whatever we want to think about the situation. But to get angry to the point where neither one of our things can either help or hinder what's going on in real life. And so I think if we allow people to just be people and accept whatever Candace is saying, whether you feel it's true or false, to accept whatever his wife is even saying, whether it's true or false, or anyone else that chooses to bring up this particular situation. I think if it's not some fallible proof, and then we do know that information can be tainted as well. Because it has happened throughout history. There's nothing new under the sun. So information can be tainted. Some things can be scratched out, reworded, changed, or any of those things. But my whole thing is, in my opinion, we will only know what our government will allow us to know. And that's my full thought on that.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And I absolutely agree with you. If Candace was sitting there and saying, this is my opinion of what happened, I wouldn't have a problem with her. Absolutely.
That's
not.
what she does say.
No, she says
I can't
fact.
be sure about any of this.
No, she doesn't. You can.
Okay, what about the Egyptian planes flying around everywhere? Why would they be flying around here? Egyptian planes. What business are they here? I mean, it's weird.
Well, the Egyptian planes, along with many other planes, come to the United States to be serviced. So that's one thing. But let me try and finish a full thought before you interrupt me. If Candace Owens was just saying, this is my opinion, which she is not doing, because that you can watch her and she presents all of her evidence as fact. And she's even said, this is just fact. If she was saying, this is my opinion of what happened, I would have absolutely no problem with her. And I would give her all of the grace. The problem is that when you're presenting things as fact and people are now getting death threats from it, that's where I have to draw the line. And I have a problem with anybody on any side of this who is their opinion, because nobody has seen all of the evidence that the police have or the prosecutor has. if people that listen to you, no matter who you are going after other people based on an opinion, and they're threatening their lives.
I don't understand. Who's going after other people? Nobody's going after anybody.
Yes, actually they are, because all of the people that she has been accusing of as a part of this are receiving death threats.
Well, explain why.
Are they showing? I mean, real quick. Let me interrupt real quick. So the ones that saying they're receiving death threats, are they presenting evidence of that?
No, they're the ones that Candace Owens has accused of being a part of Charlie Kirk being killed.
Right. So what I'm saying right now, let's say if I post a video and Candace Owens go, I used to be cool with MRM, and he is blah 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 blah, and she says these things, and if I make a video telling you guys, hey, y'all, I'm receiving death threats all because Candace Owens posted the video, how would you know I'm telling the truth?
Yeah, good point. If it was one person, I would say absolutely. That's a great point, except that a lot of the people that she has accused have come out and said that they are receiving death threats, which, I mean,
right.
you have to take the climate that we're in, and people just voicing their opinion.
She said she was getting them too.
Of course she is. She probably is. And I think that's absolutely wrong. But when you have such a situation that caused such a visceral reaction in everybody that loved Charlie, and you put forth opinions as fact and say that these people were responsible for his death.
She said. She didn't say they were responsible. She just
she absolutely did.
She didn't. She told what they lied about. She told
she absolutely has said.
Tyler Boyer took $8 million out of the main TPUSA and put it into the one he was over, and then Charlie was going to do a Doge, or is it Doge? Is that what it's called? Doge. Mm-hmm. He was going to do a Doge. Whatever it's called, audit. And all of a sudden, there's $8 million put into that, and he dies. I don't know. It don't make sense why he's taking his money and putting it in his thing. You have to watch. What was his name? Wolf of Finance.
He took TPUSA money and put it into his own bank accounts.
No, his own. The shell company he was over. He took it from Charlie Kirk's and put it into his, and he said it was for salary, and there's no people that I mean, if you go look at the tax records, it don't make sense. You need to watch Wolves of Finance and watch his videos. He explains it better than I do. I'm not a finance person, but he explains it. And Tyler Boyer seems fishy. He just does. And when Mikey McCoy just walked away, I mean, just walked away. Everybody else was running or ducking, and he just turned and walked away, and didn't even go see. If it was me and he was my good friend, I would duck and try to get to him.
Okay, well, his security jumped on him, so there was no way that Mikey could have gotten on him in the first place because his security dove on him.
He should have been over there saying, "Hey, is he okay? What's going on? What's going on?" I mean, that's what I would do.
That's what you would do. First of all, okay, everybody keeps putting.
His daddy said was all over him.
Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second here. I want to make sure I kind of get everybody in here. I see Sherry had her hand raised. Welcome, Sherry. Appreciate you coming on. What would you like to add to this thus far?
I just want to say, I'm going to be quick. I just want to say I understand completely, Sarah, and I understand where Scarlett's coming from and the concern and the conspiracy theories that are going out there. However, what we have to do is we have to remember what Charlie Kirk stood for. We're losing it.
Agree with you.
We're totally losing it. The other side is creating a division. We need to unite. We need to remember that God is our center. Without Christ, We have nothing. And everything that the other side stands for, I will almost say almost everything. I don't want to say everything, but almost everything the other side stands for is anti-God, anti-Christ. I want
100%.
I want us to remember that Charlie Kirk stood for Christ, and he was killed because he stood for Christ.
Absolutely.
And the question that was asked at the time he was killed was regarding protecting women from men in women's spaces. And that's the other thing. I think it was Sarah that was talking about. I think you said something about Tyler Robinson being part of another group. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it because it's YouTube, blah blah blah, whatever. But I've heard this as well. But what we have to do is we have to remember why we are here. We are here so we can continue to be a Christian nation. And that's bottom line. And if we're attacking each other, they're winning.
You're exactly right.
And I think B. Tatum, a couple of days ago, Officer Tatum, he mentioned this, and he's friends with both Erika Kirk, just like you, sir, are friends with, have had contact with all of these people.
Yeah, I'm friends with Candace and Brandon Tatum, and just recently I got Charlie's number when I did a thing with him at ISU.
And that's my point is we have to remember we're here because we love America. I am so proud to be an American. I served in the United States Marine Corps. I was Leo. I mean, I'm retired now. And the stuff I know, we're a society of, we want answers now. We can't wait. Exactly. However, being part of the first responder community, we have to remember that we can't divulge all the information that is going on in the case. Hold back, wait for the trial. It looks like it's going to be open to the public. Watch it. And then once it is, all the evidence will be out there and we'll be able to criticize one way or another. But hold off before we start jumping on the bandwagon of Candace's side, this side, that side. I don't, you know, I'm on God's side. And God, I'll tell you what, like I said, I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I am red, white, and blue. That's what I bleed. I don't give a crap what color you are or anything. And that's all I wanted to say. And I appreciate you. I appreciate all the opinions. I even appreciate opinions I don't agree with, even though I'm MFing in the background. But hey, it is what it is. So, sir, thank you for letting me be on your platform for the few minutes that I'm here. God bless you. Please continue doing what you do, because I remember watching you the first time when you were at that city not student council, the school board meeting. Mm-hmm. I remember you and I thought, holy cow, this man. I really appreciate you and standing up for the children, because somebody's got to, and I will keep praying for you. And I need prayers because I'm perfectly imperfect. I'm by far someone who has straight. If anybody knows me and anybody's watching and they know who I am, they know I'm not a perfect person. But I sure do try and stay on God's line.
Name or nickname to your information.
Sorry. What was that?
We're being watched. No, I'm joking.
Nice.
No, I appreciate that. I think that's the thing. See, whenever I'm just telling y'all, whenever I met him at ISU, and he wanted to know if I would be interested in doing a whole lot of things around in the Illinois area and the Tennessee area, which I was at the time before all this happened, was because it's all about the open dialogue. It's really hard for people to have conversations and think that one side is just like, that's it. So for example, if y'all, I mean, what I do is always tell people, you get a time to actually see what the real people are. When people get pushed and stressed and things like that, you get to see how folks really are. I always say nobody can offend me. No, I cannot be offended by anybody except somebody that I love. People on the internet, strangers I have not known or personally got close with, those people cannot offend me because they don't have the power to, because they don't have that closeness with me. So the reason I say that is all you have to do is look in the comment sections right now. You got people that still, Candace Owens is a coat. This such and such is this. What is kind of bizarre to me is the fact that understanding that if you feel that no one can question anything, sort of in a way, it's almost like you saying we want to go back to where we was, like my channel was fighting 4 years ago, being silenced on me expressing my opinions, be about the Fauci, ouchie, hokey pokey clock shot and things like that, being shut down, being completely, well, I got to put out a little comment telling my whole, got to text Mama Don and let everybody know the reason why I haven't posted in the week, because they gave me a community strike because I spoke and gave my opinion on the Fauci, ouchie, hokey pokey clock shot and being censored. So my point is saying that is that even like right now, even if Candace, now I get it, you saying that she's insinuating, she's completely saying this person did it, because there's a list, I have it right here, of all kind of different things that people have said that Candace is saying, it's this person, it's that person, it's that person, it's that. It's like, well, it got it. It can't be that she's saying all of those people are the ones that did it versus saying, I'm looking into everyone, because before she even did this, and this watch, people going, look, you're defending Candace. Anyway, before Candace even did this, she said she is going to like look at everything and look at everyone. And I do understand that she's getting out there and she's saying they did it or this person did it. But I do hear her saying he was betrayed. I think Turning Point USA and people involved in Turning Point USA, they betrayed him. This and that. Then it's like, I'm getting it because I'm the same exact person. I told y'all, I'm not about to show her number, but her and Brandon tagged him. I would text them and go, who is they? Well, who are you saying did it? Well, Turning Point USA, but within Turning Point USA, who are you saying though? And this is another thing too. My guy Brandon Tatum, we don't agree on a lot of stuff. Even right now, me and Candace, we are texting each other because I'm saying things like, Candace, Mama Don, you know this. You remember Mama Don? There was somebody on my channel that was an imposter.
Yeah.
You remember her?
Uh-huh.
H-E-L. Remember her?
Yeah.
But that ain't her real name. But remember the stuff that she did. And that's, my channel got this strike and they were going to take my channel down. I had to present papers and everything showing what was going on with this girl. And then I end up letting my whole YouTube channel like, guys, the one that did it, her name was Hale. Her real name is such and such and such and such. And look, I'm going to show y'all the papers. I'll pull them out. I'm going to show y'all the papers on what she said I did. She said I stole her intellectual property when I got proof of videos that this girl actually said, hey, because you're playing some of the songs that I like, blah, 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 I'm going to do this for your channel. And then she tried to turn around and get my channel set down and try to sue me because she said I took her intellectual property without her giving it to me. So we had to go and do things, go get paperwork done. And I showed it to everybody. So the reason why I'm saying that is I say to Brandon and I also say to Candace, if y'all have this, how come y'all just don't say it? Like I would just let out be like, yeah, it was such and such.
Well, she finally did say who told her that, got a text saying that he was going to die. That was
right. I remember
Andrew.
I got that one, but
Yeah,
it's the other stuff. I mean, I'm just being honest. It's the other stuff that I'm saying. Like right now, who is it in Turning Point USA amongst the folks that's in there that
to me, it's security. I mean, why did they lie about the drones? Why did the head of security say they couldn't use drones? I saw drone footage, and they even, that Frank Turek, that pastor, he said he saw drone footage and showed it to Charlie and said, this is dangerous. You don't need to be doing this. So why did he lie? I mean, you don't lie for no reason. You're lying because you're covering something up. Why do you lie?
What he actually said was his security team was not allowed to use drones. There was a drone that was there, yes, but the security team was told
there was no drones there, and that he asked other people to do it, and they said they couldn't. That's his exact words. He said that nobody could do it, or nobody had the drones. He said we asked the police department, and they didn't have any drones. So he lied. I mean, he
I
just
have a-
flat out lied.
He didn't lie.
Yes,
I
he
think
did lie. He lied. He said there was no drones. He lied. There were
he said that
drone. And if you have drone footage,
he said that his team
how
was
did you
not allowed
see
to
him on
have
the
a
roof?
drone.
If you've got a
His-
drone, why wouldn't you be checking the roofs? I mean, they don't make any sense. The roof's right in front of you. Why wouldn't the drone be looking at the freaking roof right in front of him? The whole
He was
story
not allowed to
falls
have a drone.
apart.
His team was not allowed to have a drone. Utah Valley had a drone.
No,
His
it wasn't that.
team-
No. He could have had all they had to do was file the paperwork. They didn't do that. They could have. I looked it up. They could have done it if they wanted to, but they had to file the paperwork. So that was a lie. Like I said, it was a lie.
I'm wondering how are you finding out that I'm just a question. How do you know that he allegedly could have filed the paperwork and didn't
I
want
looked it
to?
up.
Can I ask, where'd you look it up?
I typed in what do you have to do to fly drones in the
Okay, but
Utah, in that
how do you
area?
know
I just
that?
typed in that area. That's all I did. I just typed it into
Yeah.
Google.
How do you know that he didn't ask? Like, how do you know? I mean,
He didn't say. He didn't even say he asked. He just said that
he said he did.
He said automatically they weren't allowed because it's this or that. And when you look it up, if you Google it, just Google it yourself.
So I have a question.
Can we
Wait,
just get the
can I ask
comment?
a
Yeah, go ahead,
question really
Mary.
quick?
Can we just get it
Okay,
on
so
screen?
I think it's Miss Scarlett. Is that who's the other person?
Yeah, Miss Scarlett.
Miss Scarlett, I'd like to know, where are you getting your information? And Sarah, where are you getting your information?
Google.
Okay. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the face. I'm sorry for the face. I tend to wear my feelings on my sleeve and my face. I don't trust Google. It's just kind of, you have to, what source out of Google did it when you typed in Google? Where was the
It was
source?
the Utah State regulations for drones.
Okay, well, there's different regulations between state and an independent university. So,
well, I typed in the university. That's what I'm saying. All he had to, and everybody said it. All he had to do was file the paperwork. They didn't do it. If you have a drone, I don't care who's flying the freaking drone, you can see the roofs. Why didn't they see the roofs?
Okay,
why didn't they check out the roofs?
You do know that
if Tyler was able to go up the stairs and go to the roof, why wasn't his security able to go up the stairs and stand on the roof? It don't make any sense.
Well, the security team is
not.
He only has a certain amount of people.
And then not just that, he's not. Just my thoughts of what you're asking. I don't think he's not the level of he wasn't the level of the president of the United States. So I don't know if the security would be that intense. Yes, he's a big name, but I don't
Get that. Could you try
again? I just don't think it would be at that level. Like,
well, the thing is,
I
he had been getting death threats, and he told different people that they're going to kill him. They're going to kill me. He told different people that. When you get death threats, your security should be doing more. They should be doing everything they can.
But do the schools allow that?
Why they keep I would fire that security if they.
I have a question real quick for you guys, and I don't know this yet. I know I can look it up, but I just have a question because I like talking to humans versus sometimes looking things up. Did they already do a forensic ballistic on the bullet itself to see if it matched the barrel of that gun?
Nope.
Yes.
Today I heard that they did. Today I heard they did.
And your friend, you talked to Brandon, and Brandon said that the ballistics matched the gun.
Mm-hmm. And then it all depends on who's putting that information out.
And the feds have never hid stuff from us.
It's not the feds. You keep saying the feds. It's not the feds.
The CIA is in everything.
Right, like the feds would oversee what states are doing. This is my thing, and maybe I'm crazy and I'm going down a rabbit hole and I'm wearing a tinfoil hat. I don't care what
I think it's a state issue.
I can't talk at all.
I think that investigation would have been a state issue. And
Alex hadn't got to talk. Let her talk.
I don't even remember what I was saying now. It clearly wasn't important. Yeah.
No, you
Hopefully I'll remember
you
something.
were saying you said call me
You were
crazy.
going down
Maybe
a
I'm
rabbit
going
hole.
down a rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, tinfoil hat, stuff like that.
I
I
can't
really
hear
don't care what people
anything.
say, but I've
I'm
lived
sorry.
long enough to have, lived through 9/11 and seen things and then know what we were being told. I mean, we saw Tower 7 fall, right? We know Tower 7 fell and they had just upped the insurance on it. But we were told, "Oh, it was some fire from that building that hit the other building and caught it on fire." Then later they said, "No, it was set to be demolished." Then they said, "No, that's not true." So when I hear, "Oh, well, the FBI," or, "Oh, this state," but the FBI they're just overseeing it, I don't believe it. And I could be crazy, that's fine, but I think to trust your state and your government, those are beautiful old American values that a lot of us just don't have anymore because we've lived long enough to know that they lie to us. It doesn't matter right or left. It doesn't matter what state you live in, red state, blue state, like they lie to you.
I completely agree with you. I
Yeah,
just
same.
also at the same time have to say that not everything is a conspiracy theory. There's the old adage of Occam's razor, as sometimes the simplest explanation is the right explanation and the true explanation. If we continue to look at every single thing through the lens of a conspiracy theory, then we actually become blinded to the true facts.
But
So
is it looking through the lens as a conspiracy theorist, or is it people who have watched him meet for 8 years? Candace, someone who's known him for 9, 10 years, people who say, "I really cared about this person. This doesn't make sense. I'm going to look into it. This doesn't make sense. Ooh, someone emailed me and said this doesn't make sense to them. And now that I look at it, that is weird." I don't think it's about being a conspiracy theorist or being crazy. It's when you care about someone or when you've seen your government lie to you before, you see stuff and you go, "Wait, that doesn't make sense.
Because now,
Why would he be saying he was in the area just lingering around?" But then it's like, "Oh, he wasn't there. They couldn't find him." But in his text that the FBI put out, or the state, I'm not sure who put it out, he said, "Oh, I'm waiting. He's just waiting, just watching what they're doing." Like, what?
let me say something real quick. Betty is saying that you need to connect your microphone and your camera before you can get on the stream, Betty. Now, I got to add something in here, guys, because I got to tell you, I mean, y'all seen what happened the last 4 years with the Fauci ouchie hokey pokey clot shot stuff, and I'm telling you right now,
yeah,
they were completely. I mean, Mama Don, you were here. Matter of fact, let me show y'all. I brought this out. This is way back from 2019 when I was given this. I was given this back in 2019. All medical professionals were. I was given this back in 2019, right? I'm literally reading this stuff off to the subscribers and everybody that was listening to me about the Fauci ouchie hokey pokey clot shot, and YouTube and every platform that I was on was completely shutting me down and saying that I was spreading misinformation and disinformation when this literally came from the AMA. So what I'm saying that for is the government was saying that it was something that you can catch in the air and all that. And I'm like, that is a droplet precaution. It's literally. But at the same time, everybody was saying we're in this together, and they even had it to where they had it. And when I say you, I'm making this a general statement to those of you that are listening. Okay, I'm gonna say this real quick to you that are watching or listening right now. It's a possibility that they had some of you guys completely turned against your own family because they knew better for you. They had some of you that they say, "Hey, when you get to this front door in this restaurant, put it on." But when you walk about 3 feet to go sit down, take it right back off. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm getting at is that I'm the type of individual, I don't even like for people to even say necessarily conspiracy theory, yada, yada, peanut butter. I'm just saying, if something came up like that, whatever questions I may have, I'm going to ask questions. But come on, man, here you go. I get that same thing when I talk about issues amongst the Black community. Oh my God, here you go. You can hear you go all you want to. Yes, I'm asking questions.
Yep,
So,
that's trust but verify. That's what you have to do. Trust but verify.
And the reason why I say this is because go ahead,
I'm
Sarah.
not saying don't ask questions. Absolutely, I'm not saying don't ask questions. What I'm saying is, if you're truly just asking question, ask a question. I don't have a problem with that. It's when it comes to insinuations that people are guilty without hard evidence. If there is evidence that you can take to a prosecutor and get these people at Turning Point USA or Egypt or Israel or all the other people that have been named, or governments that have been named, if there is absolute hard evidence that could convict them in a court of law, I'm completely fine with it.
100%.
But insinuating without that type of evidence, and Sherry could probably speak to this too, without having the kind of evidence that you could go to a prosecutor with and convict a person, and insinuating that these people are involved and putting their lives at risk, because we all know that there are crazy people out there that will, follow through on death threats. This is the perfect case for that. We have to be careful, and we have to be mindful of our words in the environment that we're in making insinuations, instead of just truly asking questions with opinion. And asking questions, absolutely. I was 100% with you on the COVID shot. I'm a severe asthmatic. I read the reports from the University of Wisconsin and Harvard all about how asthmatics were very low on the list of people having severe problems with COVID-19. Never got the shot. Actually was thankful for having asthma for the first time in my life. But I asked the questions and I did the research and didn't push anybody else in my family one way or the other. I said, this is what I'm reading. This is my opinion. And this is what is best for me. If my parents got the shots, I hated that they got the shots, because now they actually do have injuries from those shots, and my mom regrets it. But we can't insinuate or try and skew anybody else's opinion to a certain thing, especially when it's in a case like this. Everybody needs to do the research. If Candace has all of this evidence, put it on her website and let us actually go through piece by piece by piece, by receipt by receipt. If she put all of that on her website, I looked at all of it and I could track all of that myself, and I could see that it was hard evidence, and it was absolutely hard evidence, I would 100% back her. But I can't just actually like this. I will never just blindly follow somebody because they're asking questions. And that's exactly me. You have to show me the hard evidence to it. And I have not seen any hard evidence come out.
And see, that's what I'm saying. And I wanted to go that same exact way. See, because what happens is this, and I'm not saying, look, I'm like, again, this is what I'm saying. Erika, on a few interviews that we've seen in the past, like the one with just Fox and the one she did with someone else, she's talking about other things, but she's saying, we are receiving death threats. And because I'm not on nobody's side, I'm on the true side. I'm like, hey, who's doing it? Who? Call them out. Like I'm call them out. That's what I want. And I literally text Candace the same thing. Candace say, guys, I receive death threats all the time. I'm like, from who? And then I get it. And I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to do, because I'm not going to show her number or Brandon's. I'm even asking things to them like, hey, when you just got done saying that you were told by somebody that knows this, like, who is it? And why can't you say the name? Is it because they would be compromised or something like that? She'll say yes. I say, oh, well, I'm just saying, just for the sake of the listening audience, can you say that whenever you go on? Like, guys, I know somebody that knows the Macrons or whatever like that, and I can't say his name for the safety of him, but otherwise, I said, do just kind of come off as, and I'm saying this on both sides. So I'm saying, to me, absolutely, if we're the same way I'm looking at Candace, is the same way looking at Erika. I'm saying, if somebody's sending you guys death threats, why can't y'all say who it is or where it's coming from? Because we got to see it with Benny Johnson. We got to see the person's name and who they were and things like that when they, we got to see it. So why can't we do that with everybody else, so everybody can see that these disgusting individuals is coming for Candace. These disgusting individuals is coming for Erika Kirk them, because to me, when it all comes down to it, it's evil, and that needs to be stopped. Now, the other thing, I literally said this tonight. I said, I'm going live. I let her know. I let Brandon know I'm going live. I'm going to be talking openly about this. At the same time, what I told them is this. I know that this probably will never happen, but I would love it if Turning Point USA, Candace Owens, and Erika Kirk, I don't care if y'all had like a town meeting. I would love it if y'all all got together in this room, whatever like that. Y'all don't have to have no audience there, just the cameras or something like that. And y'all just duke it out and lay this stuff to rest. Because then if this whole thing of, I'm going to do this if this doesn't happen, or I'm going to do that if this doesn't happen. I'm going to name names. If, man, just name the names right now. Like, why not? Yeah,
I guess, and that's kind of how I feel too. Like, if you have all this and you can name the names, just put it out there. Just name them. I think, think about it when we see articles from the New York Times or the Washington Post, and all of us will look at it and we'll probably roll our eyes, because they always say, "Oh, an anonymous source."
That's because they're all allegations. They're all allegations, and it has nothing to do. And as an investigator, you don't want allegation. I could go on a hunch if I think somebody. I have my hunch of who did what on this on the Charlie Kirk thing, and just because I have a hunch doesn't mean I can arrest somebody on a hunch. They have to have hard evidence to take it to court and to do this. And from what I understand, there's some hard evidence. So that's my point, is why don't we just wait instead of attacking each other? It's so sickening.
I 100% agree. And that's why I was saying, we see the anonymous sources and all of us roll our eyes, because 9 times out of 10, the anonymous source turns out to be, I don't know, the person's dog. Because we have allowed this anonymous source, and nobody really has to ever bring the receipts. And we look at those articles and we're like, okay, if Trump said that or Biden said that, great. Stop being an anonymous source and show me who said it. I want to know who said it. Tell me who said it. If you can give me that person, and that person is going to say, I was in the room and they said it. All right.
She did, she did say who said, Charlie texted them that he was scared and thought he was going to die that day.
Well, I don't know if
what was his name, Drew Klovac or something like that. She gave his name,
but that doesn't. I don't know.
That's hearsay in a court.
Okay,
unfortunately,
the bullet hole does not match the gun. They say, "Oh, well, the ballistics do this," but
like, have you seen the evidence? Where are you seeing this evidence? Like, I'm not trying.
She's listening to Candace. Professional men who are ex-Marines,
former, never ex,
former.
Actually, I'm still a Marine, but it's okay. Veteran Marines, how's that, ma'am?
So if they're a sharpshooter,
okay,
that's what they did, and they show you what every bullet that goes to that gun that most people use.
I got you.
Would blow his neck off, and they're all, and it's a whole bunch of them. It's not just the sharpshooter and the sniper, and there was one man. I mean, go to Valhalla. He did it. And
my thing is I haven't seen any. I personally haven't seen the evidence. I wondered if you had like legitimate evidence, not expert opinions or whatever. I mean, the legitimate evidence, the photographs of Charlie next.
Let me ask this: if you're investigating a case when somebody gets murdered, who do you look at first? If it's your husband and your husband gets murdered, who do they look at first?
I look where the evidence takes me.
No, first they look at their wife. That's what they do.
That's not always true.
I look where the evidence.
The first thing they do is they look at the spouse. Then they look at people around them. Then they look at other things. But they didn't even look at Turning Point USA and what was going on. Why was all these new people there? Why would they take the SIMS card out, saying somebody's going to steal it, but they left the camera, which was more expensive.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question on that? Which, in that situation, at that moment, which is more valuable? The camera that can be replaced or the SD card with the evidence of what had happened?
But he said he was worried they would steal it because it was expensive, but he didn't take the. And then, well, okay, all right. Then why did 3 people lie about why he took it down? 3 different people gave 3 different answers.
Okay, if you and I and Sherry were standing at the corner and we saw something take place.
No, they said that the police told them to get it. That wasn't true. The other guy said they took it because they were afraid it was going to be stolen. And then another guy said it was for some other reason. I can't remember. But there were 3 different answers.
Okay. And if I could finish, if you,
why
Sherry,
wouldn't you just ask the guy who took it down? Why'd you take it down?
Can I please just finish?
Well, you've been talking the entire time. I've sat here quietly listening to y'all talk about one guy did it, one shooter. He's.
I never said one shooter did it. Neither
of us said one shooter did it.
Then why is the investigation stalled with looking into other people? Why?
How do you know that it's stalled?
Have you seen where they Google searched? There's a guy who actually looked up Tyler Robinson's name on Google, and somebody from Washington Google searched his name just a few days before Charlie Kirk was dead. Why? Why would they Google search Tyler Robinson out of all the
How
names?
do you know they were Google searching that exact Tyler Robinson? If I Google my name right now,
that's not weird. That Washington D.C. there was no other look. Nobody else had looked at him. Just that one day, Tyler Robinson was just a few days before Charlie.
Where did you get that? Where are you getting that? Where did you get that information?
His name's Baron. What's his name? Baron Cohen. He looked up on the Google. You can do some download and it'll show you.
Betty, you disappeared.
Huh?
No, I'm saying Betty disappeared. I was about to have her
come on and talk.
Well, I'm older probably than all of y'all. And I'm telling you, as an old lady, I've lived a long time and I've seen a lot of things. And I was a diehard Republican. I wrote Reagan a letter as a child. And I told him all kinds of things. And he sent me a letter back. I've been a Republican.
So you and I are the same age, Miss Scarlett.
Huh?
I said, so you and I are the same age.
How old are you?
I'm 50.
I'm older than you. I was very
we're around
young.
the same
I've been
time.
a Republican since I was very young. Let's just put it that way. And I'm just saying, I have seen things that our government does, and it's disappointed me. I always thought the Republicans were the good guys. I always thought that. And then I realized
none of them are good.
There are no good guys. We have to.
There are no good guys.
We have to just choose who aligns the best with our beliefs. Because
Miss Scarlett, I've seen this with my mom, where he tends to gravitate towards, and I'm not saying you do this, but I'm kind of hearing your responses, and she tends to gravitate towards certain resources and versus using a plethora of resources, different right, left, pull it. And I will tell you from experience of me being at places where I've been there and I have personally seen the scene, the crime scene or whatever. And then I listen to the news or I go on Google or whatever it is, whatever website, and it's totally wrong. Totally wrong. So I beg you and I pray that I ask that you just slow down and just let the process go. I'm not saying to believe one way or the other. I'm not saying for you to totally discount Candace Owens's claims. I think what Candace is doing is she's throwing all kinds of possible scenarios at the wall and seeing what sticks and trying to go and see if there's any evidence that runs to it. Whether it's valid or not, who knows? And that's where I think the open court will help with us getting transparency, because everybody wants that. The problem is they want transparency now, and we can't have that. And just because you don't see other people being arrested doesn't mean that that there isn't an investigation going on in the background.
I'm just saying, as
a lot of times there is.
The
I want to
years
have
that I've lived, I've realized that our government is corrupt. I don't trust my government anymore. And it broke my heart that I love America. I love Americans, but I realize the elite is starting to take over and they're running our country. It's people who are billionaires making these decisions, and it's breaking our country. It really is. And we're going to be overloaded with illegals to the point that we're going to break within, because that's how a country that is strong as us would be taken over. It would be from within, because there's no way another country could come in and do anything to us.
All right, let me get Betty in here. How you doing, Betty?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on.
Making sure I can hear you. Okay. What do you like to add to it, sis?
Well, I still hear everybody talking. I'm sorry. The main thing I just want to say is I believe a lot of people's not coming to this with an open heart and trying to keep God in their heart to look at this the correct way. I have always been a fan of Candace Owens. I have been extremely disappointed with her. But that's my personal opinion. I've heard a lot of the people talking about the guns, and
No.
The 30-06, of course, killed. I was 12 years old at the time. So my opinion is that he very well could have been shot by that gun. Not saying it's so. I'm just saying with my experience of what happened to my uncle. There's a lot of different things that people saying, and in my personal opinion, I just think that you shouldn't post something that's this major without actually having 100% facts.
Right.
Candace does have a saying, I don't know, but I know, I know, or something to that effect.
I don't know, but I know, you know?
Yeah, that's it. And I don't think that's for a investigation. I don't think that's the correct way to come about it.
So is it possible, let me ask this. So is it possible that, let's check this, like, people hate when I do this, but it doesn't matter. The way that people are saying no one should judge Erika Kirk for how she's grieving because it comes off as being unbecoming. It looks kind of strange. It looks weird. It's like, what wife is this? She's grieving weird.
Yeah.
So can that same grace be extended to Candace Owens? Because if Charlie Kirk was her best friend and this is Candace's way of grieving, but all of a sudden Candace is the nutcase though. You see what I'm saying? So even if she is, even if she is,
in the very beginning.
Go ahead, Betty.
Well, in the very beginning, I believe that a lot of her was from grief. And I don't remember if it was you or Officer Tatum that I made that statement. But she has taken her vacation, or however you want to see it, and she said that, she felt better. But I believe that still you shouldn't, when you're accusing someone like the Mikey McCoy, you shouldn't accuse without hard evidence, because that puts people in jeopardy. This is just my belief and my feelings. But
Well, that's on the lines of me too.
everyone's different. Everyone reacts different. We all know that. This is a big debate. But
So has
I
anyone
just
actually said
don't
that they would
believe that you
they
should
would
be
come back and
putting
possibly
someone.
hit Candace with a defamation? Has any of them threatened to say, Candace, if you don't stop with this accusing me or whatever of this, we're going to get you for defamation? Has any of them ever came at her and said that? Anybody know of?
I don't know.
I think we need to wait until probably Monday when TPUSA is doing their thing.
No, I've not heard anything about that.
Yeah.
But I do believe that they're trying to show Candace grace because she was friends with Charlie, and that she was a part of the TPUSA team. That's just my opinion.
Was that 9
Yeah,
years ago?
My opinion is they're not trying to show her grace at all, which is why right after Charlie died, they came out and said that they weren't friends, and they were trying to make it out like Charlie and Candace had a falling out and they haven't been friends, and being like, oh, we don't want to say too much, but they're not friends. And then Candace showed text that showed that wasn't true. So yeah,
Well, she showed
I don't think
text
they're
messages from 2018.
right, and she also showed text messages from like a few
This
weeks
is
before he died.
background noise.
So they had been friends. I just want to say what I came up here to say. Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah, fine.
The whole reason why I came up is because I saw people in the chat were saying what a lot of people have been repeating, which is like, what Candace is doing is so wrong. She needs to let her grieve. And what's weird to me is how we see this with this situation, but I've never seen anywhere else. For example, Chris Watts, right? We all know what he did. Before anyone knew anything, he was on the news and people were like, oh, look at him. Why is he acting like that? I bet he did it. I bet he did it, which he did do it, or at least that's what we've been told. But people were immediately, why is he doing that? Scott Peterson, he also supposedly did it. And immediately, why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? People still to this day talk about JonBenet Ramsey's parents and say, I think they did it because blah, 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 blah. And people talk about her parents. What if her parents really didn't do it? I mean, they haven't been charged. It's never been a court thing, yet people have no problem here, 20, 30 years later, still going after JonBenet Ramsey's parents. And I just think it's weird that for some reason, even though Candace was not going after Erika Kirk, people keep saying that she is and saying, oh, she shouldn't do that. Erika deserves to grieve. I don't have anything against Erika, but it makes me not want to like her just seeing how people think she deserves the right to grieve, but no one else that's ever had a public murder does. People who weren't even famous, people like JonBenet Ramsey and Shanann Watts, right? And Lacey Peterson, they weren't famous yet. They still, everything was public, but for some reason they don't deserve to grieve, and we automatically assumed and then assume things about other people too. People assume things about JonBenet's brother, and maybe this dude came in, a neighbor, and people assume things about all types of people. But when Candace says, this is weird, I question this, we're being told she's attacking them, she's viciously attacking them. And I think a really great thing about the dictionary is words have definitions. And I think it's really cool when we read them and then we use them properly, because Candace hasn't attacked anyone. She hasn't said anyone did it. She's just asking questions.
Well, I think she's insinuated multiple times that multiple people have been involved in it. And I think
she just calls them out on their lies.
No, she has insinuated multiple times. She even said that people, if I said that somebody in your family betrayed you, or if I say your family betrayed you, and I do it publicly, and I have a large following, then my following is going to assume that somebody in your family had something to do with your death.
No, I wouldn't. I would think they betrayed him.
Insinuations.
It's not. It's like how people are saying that they took money and they were putting it in different accounts and they were stealing money from him, which is why he had a Doge unit. I would assume betrayed could mean they were taking money from him. But if you hate Candace, I could see
But
why
you also have to think about the context. So the context in which she was saying that was in direct correlation to him being assassinated. Now, if her context was he's been betrayed because such and such somebody took money and did this with the money. If that was the context of it, that would be absolutely fine. But the context of her saying that he had been betrayed was in the overall situation of him being killed. So we have to look, like I was saying earlier,
she was talking about a lot of things when she said it. She was literally talking about Doge in that episode.
There's multiple episodes and multiple times where she has come out and said that he was betrayed in the overall context of his death. So, like I said, I think sometimes so many episodes have been done that we have to be very careful, and we have to, again, like I was saying earlier, when we're talking about these things, we have to be very careful with the context in which we are speaking and the words that we use. Because if we're saying that he was overwhelmingly betrayed by people at TPUSA, there's a lot of people that work at TPUSA. So we're not specifically saying who betrayed him. So we're blanket statement saying that TPUSA had something to do with it. If we're talking in the context of his assassination, then that means that he was betrayed and murdered by somebody at TPUSA.
That's not saying he was murdered by them. And also, she's also said there are a lot of great people that work at TPUSA that she still speaks with. There's a lot of wonderful people there.
I want to jump in here real quick and again, this video that I'm getting ready to play for all of you guys to see, I just want, it's not about nobody liking Candace or disliking Candace. It's about the argument and what Candace is going to be talking about in this particular video. And I just want to know what y'all thoughts are on it collectively. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the video, and after it plays, y'all let me know.
Pastor Candace Owens, okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's, at one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off.
Hold on. What just happened?
It was for a minute and stopped.
It just disappeared. Where y'all go? Okay, there you guys go. And
there it is. Oh, now you're back. There you go.
Okay.
Of these lies. Friend of Charlie's, at one time an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
So this is just to me. I'm going to also let you know they pre-recorded this. Obviously, I told you this yesterday from about 11 o'clock to 4 p.m. I have sources just everywhere. CBS News, the people that were in the audience I showed you were emailing me, and they had to do multiple takes because Barry wanted to read a prompter. These questions were pre-submitted, okay? And I would like to respond to this loaded question. What would you like to say? The podcaster Candace Owens, and I'm not even going to address this repeat talking point about people making money, except for the people that have actually made off of all of the money, millions upon millions of dollars. But this is the new thing. It's like if you keep doing what you were already doing in podcasting, or keep doing what you were already doing and doing ballistics on YouTube, if you catch a bunch of views, they want to convince you that like you wake up and you turn into a millionaire. Building her business. What are you talking about? I already had this business. I was already at top of the charts. Okay, I said I wasn't going to talk about it. I actually did because it's so ridiculous. Okay, but she says I'm lying, and Erika responds, and her answer to what do you want to say to the podcaster Candace Owens who is lying is stop. So Erika would like me to stop lying, and I would like to honor that. Okay, I can only honor that if Erika is more explicit in terms of what I have lied about. You could just start like going through them. Maybe they will. By the way, it's coming out on Saturday. Maybe I've made a mistake somewhere and I'm happy. I want to correct that, right? I'm not interested. My goal is not to tell lies. It is obviously plausible that I have made mistakes. I've reviewed these lists that we've put together and I can't find the lie, okay? The lies that I find are coming out of Turning Point USA. Why is there not this same energy also for the feds? Because they told some lies. So what am I lying about? Explicitly lying about? Not made a molecular or a minor mistake. We got a time zone wrong. And it's like, she lied. The plane left a couple of hours earlier. Maybe somewhere I made a mistake on a timeline of Charlie being here on this day when he's actually there on that day. But I'm talking like, where am I lying? Because I would like to stop if you can tell me.
All right, folks. So I want to know, starting with Miss Betty, and then I'll go Betty, Alexandria, Miss Scarlett, Sarah, Sherry.
Well, my opinion is she's pointing out the fact that the interviewer said lies. She's nitpicking, in my opinion. I believe she knows that Eric means she just Erika wants her to stop. It's her right to only focus on one point of that statement. But I believe that most people would interpret it as she wants her to stop altogether. I believe that it's causing more harm than it's doing good. It's making people more upset, and it's pitting people against each other. And in that perspective, I could see why she would want her to stop. Erika has made the statements that the death threats and threats overall has increased since some of these people are doing these types of podcasts. So from that perspective, I could see why she would want all podcasters that are talking about Charlie Kirk to stop. I don't know where it went.
Okay, who I say was next? Alexandria?
So sorry, I had something pop up. So that's the perspective I see it from, or that I think that Erika's looking at it from, is it's causing more harm than it's helping. And like I said, a lot of times when someone's, for Candace, for instance, is doing something like this, I try to go back and check on some of the things they say. Can't go through it all because a lot of times I believe hers is an hour. Sometimes I can't go through it all, but I find what I call holes. Now, I do believe some of the things Candace has said has been true, but there's also some things that she does actually have the facts on and it's not presenting. And if she can't present those facts, my feeling is that she should hold off on saying that until she can.
Okay, I appreciate that. Miss Alexandria.
Yeah, actually, to piggyback off that, I was going to say, have we seen, well, I don't know if anyone has seen the death threats from Erika Kirk, or that Erika's gotten, but if we haven't seen them, if she doesn't bring receipts, then we can't verify it. It's not real, right? I'm trying to be like the other side, but no, for real. I remember when Candace said, if Erika or her husband says stop, she will stop. I think she's being very particular, saying, oh, okay, I'll stop lying. I do feel like she's going back on her word by not stopping. I also see why, because I wouldn't stop as far as she's gotten. But I mean, she is going back on her word, and I think she should say it. Like, You know, I said I was going to stop, but I've gotten really far, and now I'm not going to. That's it.
Sherry.
Oh, my turn. Candace is, I think she's a little vested in her investigation, and she feels like she just has to keep going. It's like Alex said, she did say she was going to stop. There were two people, her husband, George, and Erika Kirk, and that would be the only way she would stop. And she said that. So all I could say is she's not a person, her word isn't anything if she doesn't stop. Because it's pretty clear she asked her to stop. I'm gonna be done after this. I want to thank you for letting me be on here. It was very interesting, and I love hearing everybody's opinion. Let me just end with this. I think both Erika Kirk and Candace Owens are hurting. I think Erika is Charlie Kirk's wife, and Candace is a friend. And I think Candace needs to realize that she might be overstepping her bounds. She's not the spouse, and it's kind of it's bringing on that spouse reaction. I have no idea. That's all speculation. I just hope that we get an answer, and I hope that we can all come together and get America back on track. But that's about it. Thank you. And I'm going to keep listening to you, sir.
Okay. Appreciate you coming on, sis.
All right. Bye.
Scarlett.
Yo.
Oh, there you go.
I was just listening because if people have questions when things are weird, I'm talking weird because I'm having bladder issues again, and I'm on pain pills, and I'm talking weird, so I apologize for that. I hate taking pain pills because the way I talk.
Put the joint down.
Bad accent, but now it's like. So, I mean, Candace is not downright evil. It's just stupid. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Somebody who's evil is someone like Charles Manson. Now, that's evil. Candace Owens questioning her best friend. They were best friends. I mean, for 2 years, you've seen them together all the time. I mean, every time you've seen him, you've seen her. I tell you what, if I was murdered, I would want somebody to investigate everything, because this just doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. The text messages or whatever, they sounded so made up and stupid. I don't know anybody who talks like that. I have 4 boys. I have 5 grandkids. Excuse me. I have 7 grandkids. I have never, ever heard anyone speak that way. My love. I mean, and then why don't they have the video of him turning himself in? Where's that at? Oh, we lost it. It just, nothing's adding up. Why hadn't the press been all over him? You know, going, oh, Tyler Robinson, what did you do? When
he's in prison or he's in jail. He hasn't been out for the press.
Let her finish. Let her finish.
When he went to the jail, nobody was there. It was weird. Where was the press? When Roger Stone was arrested, an old man, they had the squad and they had everybody. They had frogmen there with machine guns, and he was in his bedclothes to arrest a 70-year-old man for what? I mean, what did he do? It's ridiculous. Our government is crooked, and something smells funky, and I don't care if Tyler Robinson had something to do with it. He wasn't alone, and there are governments involved, and I believe Turning Point USA is involved. I believe their security was involved, and I believe what's Tyler Boyer? Is that his name? I believe he was
Robinson.
involved. I can't.
I got you. I got you.
I can't prove it, but it's just weird that he moved money around and didn't even turn the taxes in. That he turned them in late, and he had moved money into his own shell company that he was CEO over. I mean, it was just weird. I mean, and at the same time, he wanted a judge to come in and audit everything. At the same time, he's pulling money from one account to another. It's just fishy. And them lying about stuff is fishy. You don't lie unless you're trying to cover something up. Why lie? And they've all been caught in lie. They kept telling her, "Oh, he has not turned against Israel. He is still pro-Israel." Then Candace shows the text. Boom. He was done with Israel. He was tired of they were bullying him. Well, if your company who's run, I mean, there's other people who run Turning Point USA. I mean, there's other people, and they may have gotten mad at him because he was not going to take any more money from them, and they wanted the money. I mean, something needs to be done. They need to investigate Turning Point USA. They need to audit them. They need to look and see what's going on. They need to do, I mean, there should be no stone unturned, but our government, there's nothing to see here. Like Trump said, there's nothing to see in the Epstein files. That's when I realized right there that there's no good guys in government. Trump is just as bad as the others. Except, well, no, because he's still giving money to Israel and Ukraine while our government suffers. Quit giving we're in debt. That's like me. If I'm in the negative in my account and my son says, "Mom, I need $1," well, let me overdraft my account so I can give you some money, and then just keep overdrafting my account. That's stupid. We should be putting money into the account, building it up, quit giving money to everybody else, and take care of America first. That's all I got to say. America should take care of America, not everybody else.
Okay. All right, Miss Sarah.
So I agree with Alexandra and I agree with Sherry. Candace said on 4 different occasions that if Erika asked her to stop, she would stop. She's going back on her word. The Barry Weiss, I mean, that was extremely leading on Barry Weiss's part, but I agree that that Erika was asking in the larger concept to please just stop because it's hurting people. I think we also need to remember that the internet is forever, and there are 2 kids that are very small right now, but in the future are going to dive into what happened to their father. And when they see all of this, it is going to hurt them. We have to remember that. I think that we keep conflating Turning Point USA with a government entity. They weren't. They were a 501c3. They were a corporation. Well, in the sense of it was a private. It wasn't a government entity. I used to own my own company. Corporations file their taxes with extensions all of the time, and the majority of them probably do, because there's a lot of accounting and bookkeeping that needs to be done at the close of the year.
If I can I interrupt you just for a second and let you know that CBS News reported, because there's so much about the taxes that came up, and CBS reported that the IRS put out a statement saying that there is no investigation and that they have paid their taxes.
Exactly.
That was on CBS News.
Yeah.
That's stupid because they're exempt from taxes.
That's not true. I mean, a 501c3 still
No, they don't pay
A
taxes.
Well, you
501c.
can look it up for
them.
yourself. It was
We
on
we
CBS
pay
News.
taxes for them. They don't pay. They're a nonprofit. They don't pay taxes. I don't know what y'all read. They're like a church. They don't pay taxes.
You can look it up yourself. It's on CBS News.
Okay, because CBS is you know so honest.
Well, I mean, it's right here. So CBS.
Go ahead, Sarah. Go ahead, Sarah.
Thank you. I used to have a 501c3 as well. We do still have to file a tax a form. It's different than a not-for-profit or a for-profit filing, but we still have to file taxes. So there's a difference. So that statement that we don't have to file is incorrect. Because
I didn't say you didn't have to file. I said you didn't have to pay.
But you still have to file. And the IRS.
I said they filed. They filed the main Turning Point USA, and then they waited. And when that Wolf's of Finance mentioned that they didn't file all their taxes, all of a sudden, a week later, all of them came out and they were funky. Go watch the Wolves of Finance and you tell me what's going on. Ty, you've watched it. What did you think?
Yeah, it was just weird. I mean, it's honestly, it was weird that the guy pulled up the addresses that they had for their business and everything. He went to the spot where the addresses and everything was, and I got it on my channel right now. I'm just showing what's the truth, and I'm just like, that is weird.
Show the video.
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in here right now, make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done it yet. And let me try to find the video. Good night. Because it was kind of strange and weird that, he was going to the address that they had listed down on those tax forms. And yeah, it was strange. Go ahead.
I just want to say I did see that as well, and I felt the same way. But this thing about CBS News came out after that. Just giving you the information.
So wait, as Republicans, we trust CBS now? I was like, sorry.
That's kind of the point. CBS is saying that the IRS put up the statement.
Do not pay taxes except for employees. They pay their taxes, but they do not. The company does not have to pay federal or state taxes. They have to pay payroll taxes, but they do not have to pay federal or state taxes. So I don't.
Correct, but you still have to file forms.
I didn't say
every
you didn't
year.
Have to file. I said you didn't have to pay. The guy that I'm talking about shows the forms they filed. When he pulls it up, you'll see the forms they filed, and you will see where they said the money went, and it went to a parking lot, basically.
So is it possible that they could have purchased that parking lot in order to build a building?
No, because it already had a shopping mall there.
On the FY24 form for America's Turning Point, Tyler Boyer lists himself as an independent contractor, and he puts his personal home address. Now, I'm not doxing anyone here because it is public information on the IRS form. And I have to tell people, please do not go to Tyler Boyer's house. That is not appropriate. But I will say, if you go look up his residence on Google Maps, you will see that he lives in a massive mansion. Now, I'm not going to show his home out of respect, but you can go see it for yourself. It is mind-blowing. Where is Tyler Boyer getting all this money? But what is even more important is if you go to the other shell company, Turning Point Action, in FY 2024, their number one independent contractor is a company called 110 LLC. In fact, this has been one of their largest contractors for the last 3 years. These are all the payments, and they total $1,456,261 over the last 3 years. That's almost $1.5 million. The description they provide is social, digital media, ad placement. Now, there is also an address for this company. So I thought, let's take a trip and go check this company out. If Turning Point is paying them $1.5 million, they must be doing something really great. I am on location in Queen Creek, Arizona. And if you don't know, Queen Creek is a suburb of Phoenix. So I'm at the address that was listed on the 990 form. And this is strange. This is a strip mall. So I'm going to get out. I'm going to take a walk around and see if I can find the business 110 LLC. Okay. I've walked past all the suites. I've checked all the doors. The business 110 LLC, as far as I can tell, is not here. What is going on? So Turning Point is putting on their IRS form that they are sending $1.5 million to this parking lot. Well, I'm sitting here in the parking lot. The business is not here as far as I can tell. What is going on? I mean, maybe they didn't think that anyone was going to actually drive out here and check it out. But as far as I can tell, the business is not here. So my question is, do the Turning Point donors know this is how their money is being spent? That Turning Point is writing on their IRS forms that they're sending $1.5 million to this parking lot. I did some additional checking. Another thing that is strange is that there is no website for 110 LLC. How do you run a business without a website? That's pretty strange. And I thought, maybe they moved. Maybe there's a different location. But if you look it up on Google Maps, there is no location for 110 LLC. So there's no website, there's no location. Does this company actually exist? Well, we do have records that it is owned by someone named Jake Hoffman, who is actually the former communications director for Turning Point USA. He is now a Republican state senator in Arizona. Now, just to give you some context, Jake Hoffman is a really powerful person in Arizona, which may be why no one has talked about this before. In his financial disclosure statement, he lists that he is the owner of 110 LLC at the same address in Queen Creek. What is also curious is that on the financial disclosure form, he lists out 8 different businesses that are all operating out of that same strip mall. But what is even more strange is that on the financial disclosure form, he actually lists out the suite numbers. He claims that he is operating his business out of suites 105 to 503. Excuse me? That is every suite in the strip mall. How does that make sense? Is he operating out of the grocery store? Is he operating out of Panda Express? Is he operating his business out of the pet dental clinic? Now, if you watch my channel, you can tell that I'm a conservative. But I do not have a problem calling out a Republican if I see something that looks shady. And this is all allegedly. I don't know if anything illegal is happening for sure. Maybe there is an innocent explanation for all of this. I have never met Jake Hoffman, so I cannot speak to whether he's an ethical person or not. All I can speak to is what these people are writing in their financial forms.
Can you blow that address up really quick for me? I want to check the assessors and see who owns that strip mall.
Let's see. Is it showing up now?
It's really small. Can you make it the whole screen again, and then I can grab it?
Let me see what I have the screen looking like now. I got you. What?
Play the part about the 8 million
in the strip mall.
Changed.
Which one?
What is even,
are you
he
talking
is
about
the
this
owner.
one?
Yep, that's good. Just keep it right there. Give me 1 second. Let me put it in.
Play the part about, show the part where the money, $8 million, is going from one thing to another.
That was inappropriate. Like, I don't even know you. And you're like, give me 1 second. Let me put it in. Like, we're not even there yet. Okay, no one got the joke. Never mind.
East Queen Creek.
Point. Charlie Kirk is not even listed. So it seems strange to me that in FY24, $8.6 million mysteriously got transferred out of the main company into the shell company managed by Tyler Boyer. When we look at how this money was actually spent, it went mainly to salaries. And in the last video, I mentioned the possibility of ghost employees. This is when an organization pays people, records it as salary expense when those people do not actually work for the business. So I want to drill down into this idea further. Now, I have to admit that salary information can be notoriously hard to analyze because people are constantly coming and going from an organization. For instance, you could get a bunch of people hired in the last month of the year. Those kind of timing issues can cause strange fluctuations in your expenses, but you would expect the overall trends to make sense. You would expect the numbers to be within a certain range that is realistic. For America's Turning Point in FY24, we see that for the first time, they report 24 employees. This number is reported on a calendar year, and the expenses are reported on a fiscal year ending on 6/30. So let's stagger these out. If their 990 forms are correct, and they had 0 employees in calendar year 2022, that means that the entire salary expense for FY23 was related to the first 6 months of calendar year 2023. They spent $3.7 million in 6 months on salaries. In my opinion, these numbers are a bunch of baloney.
Question, does anyone know if that counts subcontractors?
That's what I was just going to ask too.
Yeah. Because I know like Kim Higby said that he does subcontract work for them on occasion.
Right.
So
yeah, so there would be, you'd have a bunch of 1099s. And if what's his name? Troy, whatever. If he's saying that he's a contractor, that's a 1099.
Yeah, and so I don't think that counts as an employee. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
no. Yeah, those don't count as employees. You have to file them differently at the end of the year.
Okay.
It's still pulling up this report, but I found the assessor's office to find out. Was that Avenue or Road? Because there's actually 2 Queen Creeks with that exact address, but one's Avenue.
It was Queen Creek Road is what that was.
Okay, that's the one I'm pulling up because there's a Queen Creek Avenue as well. It's just taking a minute.
All right, I'm going to step out. I appreciate you having me on. Love your content. Don't always agree 100%, but I'd like to give a public service announcement to all that's listening. Please don't always deep dive into this stuff. Take a day, take a break, stay away from the internet, and enjoy your own personal life.
Agreed.
Is that
all right? Well,
I'm out. Y'all have a great night.
All right. Well, appreciate you coming through, sis, and we hope to see you up here again when I do this. So have a good one, Miss Betty. Let's see. This is the street. Well, yeah, that's the strip mall where he was just talking about. We do a 360.
Yeah, that's what I have. Yeah, that's what I have pulled up right here.
Yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. I actually don't know what to say about that. That's
because it listed all suites. That's why I'm wondering if it's somehow tied to the ownership of the strip mall. When I used to do feasibility studies, I would see this. And this will give me the owners, the sale history, the deed info, the taxes, liens, mortgages, and permits, everything on it. So
all I can say.
Well, they go to dental care area he was talking about.
All I can say about this whole thing is it's fishy. If you believe what the feds are saying and what the police are saying, it don't make sense. None of it does. From the bullet, from the drones Why wouldn't, if they have drones, why wouldn't they be looking on the roof? Why wouldn't anybody be on the roofs? I don't understand. I would have a sniper up on the roofs watching, but for some reason they couldn't get on the roof.
Have to again. You have to remember that this is not. He's a public figure. He's no different than, let's say, George Clooney.
But he said he had just had a death threat that he was going to die the next day. If you have a death threat where you're going to, it seems like your security would step it up just a little bit. I mean, somebody should have been up there.
Can I just please finish a thought without you interrupting me?
I haven't said anything for 30 minutes. I've sat here and listened to all of y'all talk, and I've not said
Actually,
a word.
when we were going around saying what we thought after the Candace thing, I started to talk and you interrupted me, and I didn't even get to finish.
Then I muted it, and I sit here and ate peanuts for 20 minutes and let y'all talk. I didn't say
no, because then you had Ty play the video. So if I could just please say one thing.
I'm telling you, I was off of here for 20 minutes because I was talking on the phone to two different people, and then I ate some peanuts, and then I took my dogs outside. So y'all got to talk for 20 minutes while I sat here and said nothing. And Ty, have I been sitting here very quietly for like 20 minutes?
I got something I want to say.
Did somebody say my name?
I did.
I'm sorry. I was like, hold on. I just literally go ahead. I'm sorry.
Was I not quiet for a long time?
Was
I not quiet for a long time? Because I got on the phone with somebody, so I let y'all.
Well, yeah, I played the video. I played the video, and then before I played the video, I think it was
Betty was talking.
Who was?
I didn't say anything.
Betty was
I let
talking.
all of y'all just talk, and I heard all.
Oh yeah. Because
about
I know.
Candace,
Yeah, because when Sarah was talking, she did get interruptions, but I think a few of y'all jumped in while she was going at the end, and then went on to who was this? I don't know
then
where
you
we
played
went.
the video. After you played Candace's video, you went around. I was doing mine. Scarlett interrupted me, and then we went to the video you just
it was
played.
a few people that interrupted you.
Yeah. So if I could just say this one thing, Charlie Kirk is no different than George Clooney, any other celebrity in Hollywood going to a university and giving a talk. He's a public figure, a public private figure. He is, he's a private figure. He doesn't represent the state. He doesn't represent the city. He has to pay for his security. His security team, just like in any other situation, minus it being a government official, has to abide by the parameters that are put forth by the institution that they are speaking at.
So you're saying they couldn't go on the roof, but Tyler Robinson could? That don't make any sense. Somebody could have been standing on the roof and seeing everything. He had every single one of them were just surrounding him. That's all they did. They were around him. They didn't. None of them spread out in the crowd and go up on the. I would have had mine up on the roof so you have a better view. You see everything.
Right. And that whole idea though
failed him. Their job was to.
Hey Ty, I'm gonna jump off. I can't even finish a point without getting interrupted. So it's not. It's
kidding me.
And
you
I
said 50 points.
What was you getting ready to say? I mean, go ahead. Okay, let's see. Let her finish, Mama Don. What was you going to say now?
If the institution is putting parameters on a security team, that security team has to abide by those parameters. Tyler Robinson wasn't the security team. Tyler Robinson wasn't allowed on the roof, but Tyler Robinson got up on that roof because there is a student access to get onto that roof. Tyler wasn't a student there, but somehow he knew about the student access, so he was allowed on the roof. If you are going to any place, university, whatever, to speak, you are 100% bound by what that place tells you have to do as far as guidelines for safety. If his security wanted to not abide by those, he would not have been allowed to do what he was there to do. His security, or actually Frank Turek, said, I don't feel comfortable with this, but Charlie wanted to do it. His security team and the people around him, because he is their boss, they can only suggest things. He is his own independent person. If he wanted to be there, he was going to be there. And he was going to abide by the parameters that were put on him and the security team in order to talk to those kids. We can sit here and Monday morning quarterback and question everything. But we have to remember that we were not the people there. We don't know the parameters that the university put on them. And that ultimately it was his choice to be there. We can sit and speculate and have opinions and make guesses and have questions all day long, but ultimately we were not there and we were not those people in that situation. We don't know the university's parameters. We don't know what Charlie's mind was at the time, except that we know that he wanted to do it. And we have to, it sucks. I was a blubbering baby. I have never cried for a person that I don't know in my life. And I was a wreck for a week. I have followed Charlie since the very beginning of his career because I saw something in that young man that I have never seen in anybody. And I don't think I will see in anybody. He knew the risks and he was fine with taking those risks. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. But we have to remember that it was his choice not to be killed, but to be in that situation. He wanted to be there for the kids. And all I can see with all of this bickering and bullshit is that his dream is being torn apart because all of the rest of us who should be there picking up what he left off are bickering with each other and trying to pit each other against each other. And we are ruining that young man's dream. And we need to stop. We need to look at what he was doing. We need to look at what his dream was. And if we want to be any amount of what he was, we need to pick up where he left off. And we need to help these young kids. You have, Scarlett, you have a very low impression of this generation of Gen Z. And I agree with you. Like I said, there are some of them that are shit. But Charlie showed us that a lot of them are not. And that a lot of them are willing to fight for this country. And instead of denigrating them, we need to be out helping them. And we need to stop fighting between ourselves. And we need to pick up where that young man left off. Because if we don't, we are not going to recognize this country in 20 years, in 10 years. We need to stop this fighting because it's only going to get worse.
Are you done now?
I'm done.
Okay.
Miss Scarlett?
I'm eating pizza.
Me too. I just made some cauliflower, like mac and cheese. Really good.
Did Sarah drop off? Oh, she dropped off.
But yeah, I agree with that. I think Charlie would want this country to be better for the young people. And I think one way he would want that is for the young people to know how much the government lies, how much we've been lied to. And, before now, I mean, I'm 36, so I remember having a Nokia cell phone, right? And I remember when, my brother got a computer because he had his own job and he was 5 years older than me. So I was like 12. Like, people didn't have computers in the home, right? So back when like JFK assassination happened and 9/11 and all that, right? People didn't have access to the internet like that. So if you thought something was weird, you would say it and maybe a couple of friends would agree, but you couldn't really get with a big group of people where you're all like, wait, don't you guys think this is weird? Like, can we talk about this? Can we share ideas? But we now live in such a wonderful time where we have access to the internet and social media, and we can share ideas. And I think it's great for us to be able to pass down to the younger people truth and seeking the truth and not just believing what we're being told, because we've been lied to. And the people who have $1 billion in the bank and another 6 billion in properties and stocks and whatever else rich people do with their money, I don't know, because I don't have billions. They're not on the same level as us. They don't care that they're lying to us, and we're never going to get the truth unless we, the people, talk about it and share it with each other.
I agree. And that's, go ahead, Mama Don.
I just said I agree.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's the thing that gets me. See, that's why I say it all the time, because if y'all, I mean, if you go back through this chat, I mean, I've seen comments all off to the side. I'm done, Ty. I was with you from the beginning. I'm going to have to unsubscribe now. I can't believe you're talking about this. And it lets me know whoever these so-called people that claim that you were with me for a long time, you obviously weren't, because Mama Don, true or false, have we not talked about worse stuff than what we're talking about right now? We've talked about some of the most craziest things on this channel, and now you got individuals in here saying,
I'm sorry, it was still muted.
I know you were still chewing too, probably. But I mean, we talked about so many things on this channel to where extent to where what you, Mama Don, I think you and another person, y'all, I went to sleep, and y'all were up till 7 in the morning still talking. Yeah,
I got threatened by that one guy. I don't remember his name. He was
Travis.
in love with hell, whatever.
Travis.
Yeah.
Travis. Yeah.
He was in love with that hell, not realizing that was a fake picture. Everybody knew that. We got together, me and Lethal and somebody else, I can't remember her name, and we talked about how fake she was.
Yeah. Yeah. See, and I mean, what I'm saying therefore is that, you know, it's amazing that the very people who claim they're for freedom of speech, you guys, a lot of people on here in these internet area, you claim you for freedom of thought, freedom of expression. We're doing this talk tonight, and then y'all over in the comment section talking about, I'm unsubscribing. You shouldn't be talking about this. This ain't like you. What are you talking to? See what I'm saying? That very thing right there, you are literally the same exact people that were complaining about censorship, and yet you want to censor me right now because I'm not talking about something that makes you comfortable. When have I ever talked about something that made you comfortable? I mean, my God, Mama Don, you remember I was reacting to music, and people was pissed off that I wasn't moved by one of Home Free songs. I was...
People are weird.
I mean, I'm sitting there listening to Home Free. I'm like, okay, that was good. Good. Man, that's Home Free. You wouldn't know a good song if it hit you in the face. I mean, they were going off because... So it's just amazing. I get to see how people react in real time. And that's what I talk about this. I got a group of people that's in my circle, not even 2 hands full of people. And the reason is because it is. You got individuals that it's hard for me to take and listen to people talk about righteousness and what should be right, but then everything else about them that you see, whether you see it on the internet, where you see it in their life, it reflects everything completely opposite. And it just makes me kind of go, yeah, okay. Yeah. It's like, I know someone like, okay, I'll say names. The Jamal Bryant, he's supposed to be this pastor. He up here just pimping black people left and right over stuff. He's getting up here talking about Trump is a this and Trump is a that, and the white folk, and you got black people like modern Renaissance man up here tap dance for the white man, and he getting up there and got his whole church clapping. I'm like, dude, you committed adultery on 2 different wives. You ain't got no room to talk about nothing in regards to talking about being a pastor and stuff too. See what I'm saying? It's hard to take.
Step down.
Yeah, it's hard to take information from people that try to talk about being right and what's good and everything like that when their life is completely opposite. So that's what I'm saying. So when we get on here and these so-called folks that, I mean, they look, I'm unsubscribing. Okay, I mean, you didn't announce your arrival. Why announce your departure?
Well, it's like this. We can disagree. I mean, but what upsets me is because they keep calling us like we're kooks and crazy and insane and blah blah. I mean, I've been called so many names because I believe Candace Owens. Not all of it. Sometimes she goes a little bit, too far with blaming people.
Man, Mama Don, what you see on here, what y'all see Candace Owens doing here, when we are talking, take that and times it by 10. Like, I can't even handle. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay. But I'm serious. Y'all have that girl is, woo. She is high strung, like I'm talking like she's what about, but then what about, and then but no, wait a minute, because also when I'm like, hey, look, okay, Brandon, tell me, y'all can keep,
I think she is going through something, because she was, when you lose somebody, I know that woman said, oh, we grieve differently, but when you lose somebody close to you, it's like a part of you. I know when I think it was 2017, my best friend from school passed away from pneumonia. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it makes you feel like, just part of you has died. That part of me from my teenage years. I mean, we were friends from like 7th grade all the way through college, and it broke my heart. I was so hurt, and I couldn't hardly speak. I mean, I couldn't have gave a eulogy. I would have been a horrible mess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I couldn't give a eulogy for my mom or my dad. I mean, I was just a snotty, crying, boo-hooing, gulping mess. I mean, I was a mess. That's why I wasn't on YouTube. I was a mess. I couldn't do anything. I just laid in bed and cried, hysterically cried, holding the pillow, just sobbing. My gut hurt. When your gut hurts like that, it's telling you that part of you is gone.
Yeah, I think that's what I said.
I don't see any grieving from her at all. None.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean. And see, the thing is, it's like, that's why I talk about the extremes. And I'm telling you, if I showed y'all some of the DMs that I get from certain individuals on my channel, it's like you can't win, because I can say, for example, I can say, okay, guys, you guys say that Erika, the way she's doing right now, nobody can say how someone can grieve. People are saying, dude, that's strange, I should grieve. But then at the same time, I'm saying, look how Candace is grieving. Oh, but that's because she's a cult member and she's a this, da, 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 da. So wait, it's okay to attack Candace in her grieving because she's going at it so hard like this, but because Erika Kirk is not going hard at it, it's not okay to attack Erika Kirk. Well, because Erika Kirk is his wife. Well, Candace Owens was his best friend. So, you know what I'm saying? It's other people that I know of too. I'm not going to say their names because I got a text from them saying, please don't mention anything we talked about. And they are with Turning Point USA because they're watching, and they heard when I told them I did respectfully decline to do some things with them here, but I'm not going to say their names. But there are some guys that work for y'all. Y'all know them. Some names came up, but these are men. They took it hard. They took it really hard. And if you've seen how hard they took it, it would make me go and say, hey, Candace, hey, he's taking this kind of hard. You might want to, but at the same time, I cannot tell her what to do in regards to that, nor will I, because it's her right to go after any. She can. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what. Let's just say, for example, hypothetically, let's just say if I went on ahead and jumped on and did what Turning Point USA wanted me to do when I met Charlie at ISU. If I went on ahead and jumped on and started doing some things in the Illinois region and all that, and Charlie was to die next year or something like that. And if Candace Owens go, yeah, and he just met Ty, and Ty's from Chicago, and we know things going to Chicago. Ty got a big family up in Chicago. So, I mean, he needs to be looked at too, because, you know, he comes from a family of gangsters and they're very organized. So how do we know? And if she was to say something like that to me, I'm like, well, by all means, go ahead. Investigate me. Good luck. I have nothing to hide.
What I'm saying is that me, Ty, is they lie. The lies. Mikey McCoy was a hero and covered in blood, and he called his dad first. No, he called Erika first. No, he didn't have his phone at his ear. He had his finger in his ear because it was so loud. But when you hear a gunshot, the first thing you do is duck or run. I mean, that's just those are the two things you do. He put his phone to his ear, and turned around. I mean, he didn't even have time to dial. He just put his phone to his ear, turned, and walked away.
And then even when they was putting Charlie, I mean, now what you're saying is right, and there's no conspiracy to those that are listening. I've seen the videos. I've watched a whole lot of these things, and I did see that even when they was putting Charlie Kirk in the SUV, he was off in the distance still talking. And then what they did is they did this analysis, and he picked up the phone at approximately, I think it was 12:23 p.m. that time, whatever it was, Mountain Time, whatever, I don't know. But then there was at the same time, I guess they got a thing of Erika Kirk saying that she received a phone call from him at 11:23 because she was in a different time zone, saying that, and she said she knew before he even called her that he was calling her to say that Charlie Kirk was killed. And I don't know, it just that stuff just comes off as being really
quick. I think Candace timed it, and it was like 0.8 seconds. It wasn't even a second. I mean, he done had his, as soon as they're shot, he didn't even look at Charlie. He didn't even see if Charlie was okay.
Yeah, he just grabbed the phone, turned around, and walked off.
Yeah, and most people who are friends with somebody, you hear a bullet, they're going to duck or run. But if I see my friend get hit, I'm going to run toward my friend. I would, because that's my friend, just to see if he's okay. And he didn't. I mean, how can he turn around and tell people what's going on? He didn't stay to look.
And then
he didn't stay to look.
Another thing we haven't mentioned tonight, but this keeps popping in my head. So I feel like God wants me to say, I'm going to be Ali Stucky on this one. The Lord wants me to say this. And so I have to say it. No, really though. I remember seeing the day that he died, they had on Amazon, there was a book that was about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And then all of a sudden,
they took it down.
And then the next day it was taken down, and now people are saying that was never there. People are making it up. I have the screenshot. I can screenshot the screenshot in my phone that shows it was screenshotted on, it was either September 10th or 11th that I screenshotted it, because I was like, I know they're going to get rid of this. So if it was Tyler Robinson, I have a hard time believing he was acting alone, or it was him and his furry homeboys, because why would they have had like a conspiracy to do this to where they told someone to write a book and put it on Amazon? Or someone knew it was going to happen. For someone to know it's going to happen to write a book beforehand.
They were tweeting about it beforehand. You know, those people, weird people. I'm not going to say the names. I think YouTube. That's another thing. I love the olden days when we could say whatever we want. No one cared. I mean, we could say retarded, you know, we used to call people gay, you know. Now you can't do that. You can't do any of that.
Unless you're on X or Rumble.
Right. Now you're racist, you're anti-Semitic, you hate women.
And we used to say it all the time, say stuff like that all the time. And now you have to watch everything you say. I mean, you can't say about the T people. You can't say nothing about the LGBT 2, whatever it is. You can't say anything about them. It's crazy.
Well, the thing is, whenever those things happen like that, it causes us to get a little bit more creative. So we know we can refer to them as Skittles, and the alphabet community, and
but that's the thing. The news, if you watch the news, they can talk about the G word, but you can't say the G word on YouTube. You got to say poo poo or pow pow or whatever it is they say. It's ridiculous. My son was like, "Me and you ought to do a podcast," and I'm like, I would get kicked out. I would. I've been kicked off Twitter twice. I've been kicked off YouTube 3 times. I'm using a different name. I probably shouldn't say that.
Right. I just, I mean, to me, the things that have happened, like I think Alexandra, when you brought up 9/11, that right there just made me. I mean, that was when that was my first year in college when that happened, and I immediately was like getting like the same type of same type of backlash you're getting right now. Even just the fact that you even want to discuss it, the fact that you even want to discuss the options and the possibilities. Nobody, it just amazing. It's like, wait a minute, how in gosh, y'all, how in the world is it? How in the world did the building fall? You just get to think like, how? Like what? How did it fall like that? How did it fall straight down? I mean, dude, you can't question nothing like that. Dude, come on, bro. I mean, the jet fuel. I'm like, dude, y'all, come on. That plane made the whole building fall like that. I mean, it was just me and my own logical mind. But then at the same time, I think, I don't know, Building 5, it just dropped out of nowhere. And we still didn't get no answers for that. But just to even question it, the fact that people get pissed off because of the fact you want to question it, that to me makes me even more like, okay, well, I'm gonna dig even more into it. The fact that y'all are getting mad that I am questioning it, or you're the stupid one, you're the dumb one. Just like right now, I'd rub it. That's why I told this year has been like this. Now I'm not just gonna say year, this season right now, and some of you that's been watching my channel is I told you guys now that y'all wounds are open, I'm pouring sea salt, Himalayan salt, kosher salt, I'm pouring vinegar. I'm pouring balsamic vinegar, apple cider vinegar. I'm pouring everything in those wounds, and I'm scrubbing the crap out of y'all wounds. And I hope it burn. I hope you scream. I hope I'm giving you nightmares, because now I'm ahan back in their face, because everything I said about the Fauci, ouchie, hokey pokey clot shot, I was 100% right. And I was saying this from the beginning, but I'm catching all this hell, all this hate, and all this stuff over. And now, well, Ty, now that you're right, you shouldn't go. No, I'm doing it. Rubbing it in. Keep on. What, you on your sixth one by now? You got it how many more times? Oh, you got the booster 6 times, and you still getting the C19. Oh, good luck with it. Yeah, I'm rubbing it in. This ain't the season to be, hey, guys, so I tried to warn y'all, and I'm not. No, I'm rubbing it in. So now when it comes to anything, and if anybody tries to come at me because I have questions about anything that I'm looking at, I'm flaming you right back. So be ready for it. That's what I tell them. So
Ty, do you have any mods in the chat?
I do not know if
you might want to get rid of Mike. He said, you blacks really think it's okay to crack something like shots fired. I don't even know what that means.
I don't know, Mike, but you could come up if you want to. You said somebody named Mike?
Yeah, it's a pink bubble.
Mike saying, you blacks really think it's okay to crack something like shots fired?
What's he
I don't
talking
know.
about?
See, the thing is, I mean, my channel been there for a long time, so that right there is that's kind of PG compared to the stuff I've gotten on my channel. But I always invite them to come up, and they can do that. But most of the time, it's trolls. And I found out from my son is in cybersecurity. There are paid trolls. There are also automatic bots that they can actually have set to a certain channel just to kind of take you off of the situation, to distract you away from the subject at hand. And it's real. So that person, what we do, I just completely ignore them. I mean, they actually help feed the algorithm. So thank you. So
yeah, I just thought blocking would be cool, so then we just don't even have to read it. But no, I am glad that you actually had called that out earlier, because I was gonna say something, but even though I've been subbed to for probably, the kids are gonna love it, it's like 6, 7. I've probably been subbed to for like 6 or 7 years, but I still didn't feel it was my place. But yeah, I had seen someone that was like, love you, Ty, but I'm bored. Like, you don't need to announce when you're leaving. Like, you can just go. And like, if you really love somebody and you love watching them, you don't have to like disrespect them to leave. You can just be like, oh, they're talking about sports, I'm not into that. Okay, I'm just gonna go. You don't have to be like, yeah, I don't like this. Like, you don't have to be rude.
yeah, it's like
people are horrible.
see the type of, but I mean, my personality though, I'm the type of person like, all right, bye. I mean, it's like I'm not gonna cry, or I don't know why they feel the need. Like, it's almost like they think that they're sticking it to me by saying that. It's like,
what you need, Ty, is when in Tombstone, when I think it was Wild Bill, he told them bye. Well, bye. You need that. And put it up every time they say something. Well, bye.
It's a good idea, right? Because it's a none effect. I don't know. It's just people feel like they feel like they can stick it to you, and I think that's one of the things that makes people upset too. And this is a lot of people with me in the real world that I'm talking about, associates, not family, but just associates and people that know me, is that they think that sometimes if they do something or say something a certain way, they don't get the response out of me that they think they should get. So it makes them that much more pissed off. So because I really don't. I'm just like, I told you, I'm legitimately telling them I cannot be offended by anybody if I don't know you enough to where I love you and have a strong relationship with you. I can't be offended. It just don't happen. Been through too much in life and everything like that to get offended by some keyboard warriors or some teenagers possibly on the keyboard or paid trolls. It's just, There were times, Mama Don, you were here too. The minute we get to talking about the Lord Christ Jesus, all of a sudden, what happened? I'm like, Ty, you're freezing. It's buffering. Oh, all of a sudden it gets cut off. So I mean, at least they still allow that part right there. But
Oh, Ty, I do love that you said that earlier about Candace, though, because you've actually like met her and been around her. I remember this was years ago. She was telling a story about meeting her husband, and she was saying she knew he was for her because like his mind is like hers. And she's like, my mind is always firing. Like, I'm always thinking like, oh, thinking about this, thinking about that. And he's the only person I've met that can keep up with me. That's how I knew. So like, as soon as you said, she's like, oh, I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking, like, I could see that. Like, I think that's what happens when people are highly intelligent. There's just so much going on. There's so many thoughts.
And that's why a lot of us click, because my God, y'all, you see my channel and all the stuff I've been presented on this channel. It's crazy, because when I tell people, I'm like, the only time I'm kind of still is when I'm asleep. They're like, dude, how? And then I only eat once a day. So like, how you go from like, you go to, you're working, you go between these hospitals and things and these medical facilities. Then you come home, you and your son, y'all go hit the gym for an hour and a half. And then all of a sudden you up there and you start doing videos on YouTube, you uploading, By the time that stops, settle down, if my wife want to talk about something, watch something, I'm steady uploading videos to be played certain days, whatever like that. And then it's like, oh, wow, oh, it's 2 a.m. Yep, time to go to bed and repeat. They're like, how in the world? Like, but yeah, I thought that I was like, I mean, I know that I'm a talker, energy levels high, but like the first time ever meeting her, matter of fact, somebody laughing right now because when these people Miss Unconventional, they were coming from out of town and they wanted to really meet me and her right there, Miss Conventional. They her and her husband Prince came and they met me and I was in the gym working out when they came in. And but yeah, when I first met Candace, it was just, oh my God, it wasn't even like a, oh, hey, so hey, that was so awesome what you did when you went to the town. It was nothing. It was just, oh, so I mean, you're a brother and sister, huh? Yeah, I didn't know I had lost brother. I know I got a brother and sister, but you're a brother of mine too. Oh yeah, so yeah, we're definitely family. Oh my God, you're tall, I'm tall. I mean, it was like,
How tall is she?
Candace is probably, I say next to me, I give her around 5'7", 5'8"
That's not that tall, but okay.
Yeah.
I'm 5'8.5", so
yeah,
I'm
she probably
5'5".
about that.
I'm regular. I do think. Do you normally talk like really fast in real life?
Yes.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I give it up to you for being able to do this and not do that because I hate, like, I won't go back and rewatch a stream when I was on it because I noticed, like, when I'm talking I talk like this and it's just really really fast. People are like, oh my God, what you were saying, and people are like, are you on something? And I'm like, no, I'm not on something. I just talk fast, and like it's hard for me to think and speak and not do it fast because it's like my mind is, when I was younger I used to have not like a bad stutter, but I would like get caught up on words like that because it's like my mind was going so fast and my mouth is trying to keep up and it just can't keep up.
Right. And then the cadence that you speak, even at the cadence that we speak in a lot of times when we talking is just, it just goes and folks just like, what in the world? But the thing is, it's clearly understood. That's one of the things. It's clearly understood. And even when I try to do sometimes, I've done it for some of my subscribers where I would get on here and I would talk. And when the minute I try to slow down, I'm like, I can't talk. Like it's
right. Because it's like you have like thought, word, and then you're trying to slow down and it's like thought, wait. It can't go like that.
You talk so fast you start stuttering.
Yes.
Like, man,
but like if you're trying to talk slower, it's like your mind is going fast and then you're trying to slow it down, but then you can't go back to where you were because you're 20 words behind, but your thoughts are like 60 words ahead. I don't know.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
it's difficult.
I have a brain that don't shut off. Sometimes I don't sleep because it won't stop thinking of what I got to do and where I got to go. And it drives me crazy. But I don't talk really fast because I try to talk more proper than especially on here. I have an accent, but I have a worse accent. I try to
know.
Do you think so? I was gonna say, the reason why you don't talk fast is because you Southern.
Well,
and
I'm
you
trying
Southern
to control
folk,
it because it's worse than what y'all are hearing.
you Southern folk talk like
well, wait.
tea.
There are some different ones.
Enunciate everything. Like I'm trying to. I talk slow, so I can speak better than I really speak, because if you were to be around me when I'm around my family, you would say I don't understand a word she's saying.
I would. I love Southern accents.
It's just we let words, we over enunciate and we run words together.
Well, look, down in Florida, right there at the Panhandle, there is some Southern people that go. I mean, like I tell them, I said, there's two dialects, like the way you speak in Mama Don, you got those. I can ask the patient the same question. Okay, ortho. So tell me how you sprained your ankle. Well, look, here's what happened. Okay, I was watching my grandbaby because she's a precious little thing, got the prettiest blue eyes you ever seen. Well, we were fixing to go outside and go out there and feed some goats because I got goats out there. I don't eat them or anything. They just good for keeping my grass trimmed. And I'm like, I just want to know how you sprained your ankle. The same exact person I can ask. So tell me how you sprained your ankle. Well, I tell you what, this is what happened. See, I was in the house. Me and my son supposed to be going out doing some little hunting, right? We was out there do some hunting because that boy, he always want to go out there and do shooting. He does some good shooting now. Tell you, we can go outside. So this boy can go outside, and I told him go get the goats because goats out there in the yard to eat the grass and everything like that. Whatever. But we don't eat them and everything, but they eat the grass. So we were fixing to go out there. And two type of Southern people, but just one is slow talking, the other one just flies like that.
And then hood Southern, I can't understand it. I remember I used to talk to this guy, and I remember he was showing me a photo album. He was showing me he's like, that's my sister, that's my mom, now I'm talking about. And I was like, what? And he was like, you know what I'm talking about? And I was like, do I know what you're talking about? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I love the way you speak. So just keep talking.
Yeah.
So Southern. Like it could just put you to sleep with just, you know what I'm talking about? No, I don't. No, sir, I don't.
Like I said, I have a son who's autistic. He's 27 years old. He won't get his driver's license. And when you talk to him and try to get him to, reasonably, realize he needs to get his driver's license. And he starts giving statistics of people dying in cars. I said, well, you're with me. I could wreck, but he will not get his license. But he also tries to correct me and my other kids and my husband because we speak poorly, he says.
I just want to know you behind the scenes so I can hear how you speak. Like I want to know so bad.
Here's what I would say. Drew, come in here. Come in here, Drew. Drew, come in here. Give me a cheer. Give me a drink. That's how I talk.
What is a cheer?
She want to sit down on the chair.
I say,
a chair. I thought you said a cheer, like woo, like we're cheering.
Cheer.
No, a chair that you sit in.
Right. I bet like when you were younger and you would go out to like tan, you would get all earled up. Would you put like baby Earl on?
Well, my mama says ear.
Baby Earl.
And
Earl, yeah, not baby oil, baby Earl. I was earled up.
Words. Like I say CD. That's
CD.
I was like, put that CD in there. I mean, that's why I try to talk slower so my pronunciation isn't so deep. Because
where are you from?
Are you from? Attention when I just talk horror. I say ice. I say cheer. I say sandwich. I mean,
where are you from? South Carolina?
North Carolina.
And she sent me some freaking possum tasting candy canes.
I knew she was from Carolina. Dude. I knew it.
Did you get the Carolina candy though?
Are you talking about the good kind?
Yes.
This one right here that you sent me?
That's some North Carolina candy.
I got a question.
You mean the regular tasting candy, not like no man, that possum candy, boy, that possum candy cane. I should have, you know what I should have did? After I tasted that and ate it and showed it on Instagram and everything, you know what I should have did, Mama Don? I should have waited. You didn't tell me it's gonna leave like a lingering breath stinking. Oh my God. My breath stinks so bad. I put hot sauce in my mouth and I literally put hot sauce in my mouth and like tried to rinse with hot sauce to get that stanky possum smell. I didn't know. You didn't tell me it's gonna stay on my breath like that. I was getting rid of it.
Wait, my wife was like, it?
Ugh. Just go, ugh.
It's called possum candy canes.
Oh my God.
Do you use possum in it?
They kind of like smoked the candy canes in a dead possum.
Ty, you ate that?
Unfortunately.
Ty, you didn't take the jibby jab, but you ate that.
I got the box sitting right out there.
There's a whole bunch of weird.
I don't trust you no more. I don't trust that.
It's a game, and you give them to everybody, and they have to guess what the flavor is, and the person with the most right wins a prize of some kind. It's like a Christmas game, like you play at Christmas, like Dirty Santa or something. But this time you give them a candy cane and eat, just a piece of it, and everybody has to write down what they think it is, and the person who has the most right wins the prize.
Mama Don,
we're doing that this year.
Tell me,
there's bacon ones, there's pickle ones, there's sour cream and onions, and there's Sasquatch ones.
Man,
I'm gonna need to know. I'm gonna need to know who, without knowing, correctly guesses. Oh yeah, that's possum. Like that's not even a fair game.
Possum down here. You didn't know that?
No.
I don't, but people.
I like Southern people. I respect Southern people, so I don't just think, yeah, they eat possum. They eat roadkill.
There are some people who
All
do
right,
eat
so,
possum.
ladies and
I
gentlemen,
mean,
I got this wonderful gift here from a longtime subscriber who's been with me since 2017. All the way from North Carolina. Her name is Mama Don, and she sent me this. Y'all see this? Possum candy canes. And I am scared and a little to taste this. And those of you that follow me know that I only eat once a day. So I'm actually going to try this before I actually eat my meal. And hopefully it doesn't make me sick before I do it. So give me a second.
Ty, you a coward.
All right. Here we go. Oh my God. I don't even want to taste this. Oh! You want to smell it, babe? What does it smell like to you? Steak or chicken or something. Smell like steak or chicken. Let's she keep on smelling it. What does it smell like, babe?
It smells like it's smoked. Like it's smoked.
Like a smoked candy cane. Bruh. Oh no. It's a smell. Okay. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was, Mama Don. It actually tastes like a Slim Jim with candy. It tastes like a sweet. It don't taste the way it smells. It tastes like I ate some candy with a piece of raw bologna or something. So I don't know. It's just weird, man.
Did your wife try it?
No.
You told her what it was? She already knew?
Yeah, she was watching me when I was opening it. She's not about to try that. But seriously, all I know is that this is what's strange. I say weird this stuff, okay? It tastes like I said, candy cane, but it tastes like raw bologna. But the way that it smelled was completely different. But the way that it smelled, that smell stayed on my breath, so it stank. I don't know.
You got a stanky breath.
No, it's one thing when sometimes when your breath just smells natural, it's like a natural breath. Yeah. But that's the first time when I was just me sitting and talking like now. I'm like, yeah, so God, oh my God, you smell that? And I was like, yeah, I'm like, what's that? Breath. The freaking heck, I never smell my breath being bad. I'm not eating. I'm like, no, that candy.
I'm doing this to my family. I'm not going to be tasting them. They are. But see, the reason you can guess some of them, because some of them are like pickles. You're going to guess.
Who in the world guessed possum though? Like
exactly. My point exactly.
That's just
who in the world going to sit there and be like, yep, that's possum right there. It's that possum.
Now, if you were in the deep Appalachians, they eat possum. They really do. They go hunting for possums. They're possum.
Ooh. I'm gonna do something outrageous. I'm gonna give me some hood version candy canes. I'm gonna get some collard green flavor candy canes, some fried chicken, and some hog maw flavor.
Now they do have a hot dog
chitlin.
Right, some chitlin flavor.
If you put a candy cane in chitlins and then make me eat it, I won't eat chitlins, so I will not eat that candy cane. I feel like that is a Southern thing. Like only in the South we'd be like, oh, guess what it is, and they'll be like, I know that. That's a cat turd. I know that any day.
I'm not eating no chitlins. I'm a very picky eater. My 5 food groups are cake, candy, cupcakes, potato chips, and fries.
So you're 800 pounds. Okay, but you've lasted a while.
No, she is small. She's super small.
I'm not 800 pounds. But see, the thing is, I don't eat much food. I hardly ever eat food. I'll eat like you said, 1 meal a day. Like I might eat one. Like I just ate a piece of pizza. That's the first thing I've ate today, besides some peanuts. I don't know. I don't think about eating. I guess it could be because I'm sick, but
this is why the world needs Ozempic. Some of us have appetites 3, 4, 5 times a day. I think that's great if you can only eat once a day.
What's weird is my brother has diabetes. He has the bad diabetes. He can't get rid of it. And he looks at me and he says, "That's not fair. I don't eat as much sweets as you do. How do you?" My sugar's fine. I eat sugar all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know why my sugar's fine. It should probably be off the records and everything else, but it's good. It's real good.
No, because I mean, if you're not hardly eating, your body is constantly metabolizing all that as you go throughout your day. It's burning up what they call glycogen. So, but no, whenever I get the same exact thing. I mean, most people when they see it is like you bigger in person than what you look like when you're on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, I'm like, they're like, dude, you eat once a day. How in the world can you do that? I'm like, because I'm eating like anywhere from 3,500 to 6,000 calories in one sitting. Like,
that's a lot of calories. How are you not big?
Because I'm only eating
every day.
Yeah, almost every day.
Your body has time to digest all the food because it takes 17 hours for your body to digest everything you ate that day.
Depends. Well, you saying everything you eat within that day? Yeah, it depends. Well, it depends on what you're eating. Most stuff, like if you're eating straight, like you eating your fruits and vegetables and things like that, that goes through quickly. But it's the processed stuff that takes a while to get through. But typically, I mean, it's not regular digestion to where it's out of your stomach and into your intestines and all that. That's almost like a 2-hour period. That's why most people are hungry again within that 2-3 hour window, breakfast, lunch, and dinner type thing.
That's why I like this channel. We went from talking about conspiracy theories to eating in our stomach, digesting food.
Look at Steve Franksack down here. He changed his name to Prozac. That's Steve Franksack, Mama Don.
That's a lot of spaghetti.
Yeah, you know what he's talking about? You remember when people were snapping on me because I told them that some people don't get the inside joke, but he said that's a lot of spaghetti. But he also was talking about, remember, Mama Don, whenever I would listen to songs, I would tell people, if you're going to give me a song to react to, make sure it's something that I haven't heard before. I said, because it's basically like spaghetti. I've had all kinds of different spaghetti, but you want to try to keep on saying this spaghetti is going to be a little different. I was like, so stop feeding me spaghetti and songs. So man, they used to cuss me out because I didn't react to a song like they thought I was going to react to.
Yeah, he ain't reacted to my song yet.
Not yet.
Hello, Prozac.
You better quit. No, I think no matter what though, I mean, that's what it used to be. We used to just talk about all kinds of different things on the channel, no matter what it was and stuff.
And get attacked in the chat. I would get attacked in the chat, and then they would comment and threaten me like they were going to. I mean, it was just, and they were trying to report me, and I wasn't doing what they were doing. And I think what happened, it messed up your channel though, didn't it? Because they were doing all that.
Yeah, they were on there making threats and things like that. And then that's when I said that's when hell she tried to come
abortion, wasn't it?
Huh?
It was over abortion.
It was that, and then it was it was Kane who she was with, and
Kane's the one who threatened me, and
from Australia.
My husband told me to get off. I had to get. He made me get off YouTube for a while, and he said, he got really upset when he seen what that boy. I don't know if he's a boy. I don't know who he is, but he got so mad that he was talking to me like that.
Yeah, it was Kane, him and Hell, and found out that Hell wasn't the real person, and then she was supposed to be some person that was investigating something on Kane. It turned out that they actually were once in a relationship, but some domestic stuff happened. I mean, I got to find this out because whenever she tried to hit me with that intellectual copyright, she had to give her real name, who she was. And I'm like, oh.
Well, we didn't talk about the fact that picture looked fake. We said
that was so horrible.
And she was a model. You know what? When I was a teenager,
that was horrible.
When I was 16, my sister was a manager of a dress store, and they had a thing in the middle of the mall where you had to wear the dresses from that store and model them. I guess I'm a model too because I did that. I guess I should have told everybody I was a model.
Yeah, it was so crazy because we just kind of, we was just like, okay. And it wasn't until they just started going, hey, don't she kind of look like?
She's getting on my nerves. I mean, because she always the same singer every single time.
Oh yeah, she loved
I get different songs. You know what I mean? She's picked that. What's that girl's name?
Oh my God, the singer. I don't know. You might know Alexandria. It's a singer from Evanescence. I don't know her name, but
I don't either. I just saw a short came up with her. That I guess she got famous when she was like 13 or 14.
the girl that sings from Evanescence.
Yeah, she's got like blue eyes and dark hair. I never
Yeah,
listened to that type of music. I had a friend that was like alternative, but that was not my type.
Well, she would. She
Um,
would only, request songs from that one woman every single time. And I'm like, does
and
she not have anybody else she likes to listen to?
yeah, you dared ask that question. You got the wrath.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed crazy. I mean, she act like she owned your show, like she was like half owner of your show, telling everybody what to do and stuff. And I was like, what in the world? Who are you?
like, excuse me, he already has a wife. Yeah, and he likes her. He
I mean,
doesn't.
she really
Right.
did. She acted like, because she helped you with something, she acted like she owned your show, and would tell everybody else, this and that. And I'm like, who are you? Where did you come from? You just all of a sudden popped up here and just started telling everybody what to do with a fake picture, and it was
Yeah, that was
me and Lethal, and what was that other woman's name?
talking about non-lethal.
No,
Kara.
Amy Lee. Yeah, you're right, Sarah.
Talking about
Oh,
Kara,
that is
Kara?
it. Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Are you talking about Kara Jargadowski?
No. The one, she kind of looked like she was Asian.
And it was from who? From where?
It was from a long time ago, and I can't think of her name. She was Asian, and she was really sick, I think.
Sue.
Huh?
Susan.
Yes, Susan. Me, Susan, and Lethal would get on the phone with each other. I mean, for like hours and hours and hours and hours, and we would be talking about hell and Cain because we thought they were both fake. And because she was just trying to take over your show, I believe.
It was just and the thing is that it's so amazing because when people get to doing certain things, it's like, I mean, you warn people and tell them like, you've been around a lot. And I was told I'm not the best thing in the world, but I've been around a whole lot of stuff at a very young age and learned a lot of stuff. And I just knew like it, she thought that she had like an extra edge or something because she helped with some graphics on a channel.
Yeah.
Whatever like that.
You should play her song, even though she already had her songs played. She thought anytime she wanted to ask you to play a song, you would do it every single time.
Did y'all just hear those gunshots?
Did we what?
That was you?
Yeah, I have these illegals that move like 2 houses down, and people just keep coming and shooting their house up.
Dang.
I think it's somebody they know because it's young dudes and they're always outside just hanging out in the car drinking. You know how people do certain things and you can just tell the type of people they are. Like your kids are playing in the street, but y'all are sitting there smoking weed and drinking in the car. Like you don't seem like a father. You seem like you thugging, and yeah.
You can go online and turn them into ice. I've done that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh my gosh, I could get $1,000 a piece, right?
Yeah, I mean,
And they are Hispanic, so I think there's like 12 of them in that house. There's $12,000 right there. That's a new used car. A new used car.
Do you
But
really
I mean,
get money? I turned them
I'm not being racist. I'm just, they live, 15 in a 2-bedroom
Well, they
house.
don't assimilate. They don't learn our culture. They don't learn our language. Why should we have to put up with them?
They don't get a house bigger than 2 bedrooms, even though there's 9 of them living there.
Well,
you hate me now.
Well, not just that. Think about this. Really think about this. When they come here and they don't have any ID, any nothing, and they're driving cars and they wreck somebody. Like my brother was parked in his driveway, and a drunk illegal hit the curb of the road and landed on top of my brother's car. My brother had to pay to get another car because it totaled it, and he had no insurance. And you know what they did to him? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't even have a problem with people coming over. Like, my man is Dominican. He's been here for 6 years. He's an immigrant, but he came over legally. But he does IT, so he's not, never mind. Like, he has a professional job. But it's like when people come here and then you're just like bringing crime to the neighborhood. Like, what are you doing? Even if they were illegal and not bringing crime, I really wouldn't care.
Go online and report them.
All right, let me go do this real quick too. I'm thinking about this. I know they probably gone. Miss Sarah, who came up, says he was a hunter. He grew up. I read this one off, didn't I? Yeah. Why would Turning Point USA and government kill their golden goose so they
because
can
their golden goose
implement?
was turning down big time money from Israel.
Yeah, and then and I'm just gonna say it after I read these because this is stuff that I just thought that was just kind of strange. Where is CO assassin claim proof? Police report. Yep, 2.0 says the PO box is linked to the company and a UPS store in that shipping center is where that PO box sends and receives mail. Wolf is tricking y'all.
Well, that even sounds even more.
Yeah, that sounds even stranger. Me? That sounds even more sus now.
That's the drop off for the money. If you got a PO box.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit more sus now.
Yeah,
but I think what got me is and I know this is this is gonna be another thing that makes people upset and mad too, which I don't care. But I think what got me too is that whenever I saw the whenever she starts saying that Shabbat Shalom stuff, I was like, wait, what?
It's getting weirder. It's getting weirder.
That's the part I don't like. Is like some things that. Yeah, it's like some things that you think that can. I mean, when they say she's, which I understand. Erika Kirk said, "Look, if I blink wrong, if I cry, they're gonna say something. If I don't cry, they're gonna say something." So I would think that maybe you shouldn't say something that would make people go like, "Wait, what?" Because I'm not kidding you. When she said she said he would come home, Shabbat Shalom, and I was like, "Wait, what?" Like, I don't know. It just threw me like, "What? Why would he say that?" Like, of all the videos that he has. He's never said that.
Yeah, he's never said anything like that. But she's full. That's what I'm saying. She just seems weird.
And then it's like, if you want people to stop with the conspiracy theories and stop with this and that, when Israel has been a big topic and how he was saying he was done being controlled by them and them trying to bully him, and then you're over here like, I just want everyone to know he loved Israel. Like, bro, I'm side-eyeing you at that point, because why are you like, just say nothing about it. Why would you say that and then be like, why are people questioning me? Girl, because you're moving funny.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. That's what gets people pissed off, because then now you're gonna have the people in the comments, y'all attacking. Nobody's attacking her. We are asking questions as to why some things are coming out. Like, okay, Mama Don, matter of fact, you guys all see I got over 3,000 some videos on this channel. If something happened to me and my wife got on here and she starts saying things like, because Ty just loves Saint Mary, he would always come to me and go, I got my beads, honey. You guys would be like, Ty got 3,000 videos. He never once mentioned anything about Mary, nor does he talk about some beads. And see what I'm saying? It just would be like, because it was like Ty talks about him being an evangelist. He talks about Christianity. He has videos of him preaching at churches on his channel. He's never once mentioned anything about Mary or beads and what? So it just came off as being like, what?
And then imagine everybody being like, oh, the only reason she's saying anything is because really she wanted to be with him. She's jealous. And why is she attacking his widow? And it's like, what?
And it's like, I'm not.
Charlie said Shabbat Shalom. His wife, Erika.
Yeah. Erika said that he came home and said Shabbat Shalom.
Erika said it.
It was, I actually remember because I just sent it to someone. I think it was 8 minutes and 40 seconds into the interview, because I saw it on like a different channel, had a clip of it, and I was like, certainly this is AI. She didn't really just say that like a day ago. And then I went to the real video and I was like, okay, she's playing in our face at this point. 'Cause like, why would you say that?
Daddy's home. Take his phone Friday night, Shabbat Shalom, throw it in the junk drawer, and it was just all us. And that's what I always, Shabbat Shalom.
She actually dropped some bars. If you listen real close, it's a
I know
rhyme.
No, yeah, she's
Look,
spitting.
there is no tears there.
He
There's
would walk
no
through the door,
not a
drop
tear in
his
her eye.
bags.
What is she?
Daddy's home. Take his phone Friday night, Shabbat Shalom, throw it in the junk drawer, and it would.
And see, that's what got everybody kind of up in a. That's what kind of got everybody up in like a wait, what? Like, so
Well, no,
I know that
the worst thing that she did was have a memorial that looked like a party and sell T-shirts at your husband's memorial. And then you have the nerve to say something to Candace Owens, and you're sitting there selling T-shirts.
Yeah, and then
How many people has had a memorial and they sold something at the memorial because you're collecting money? What you got?
I don't know. I'm thinking like, how does he know I have this coin? Did you send this to me? I hadn't had this for years. This is an old subscriber here. Wait a minute. That's
Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Is she still here?
Who, Alexandria?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's still here.
You went full screen. I just didn't know.
He put Charlie Kirk Sabbath in YouTube, and you will find multiple videos of him discussing that he celebrated Shabbat.
I would love to hear Charlie Kirk say Shabbat Shalom. I can't even do his voice. Like I can't even. Okay, I would love to see
I know
it.
what you mean. I know what you mean.
Well, if you look at his last videos, you can see he was criticizing Israel more and more and more toward the end.
Yeah, he went on PBD and actually said he's like, I have to be careful on how I say this. So I mean,
yeah, he that's when he said that he believed that Israel, somebody in the higher ups gave the told them to stand down to let those Hamas in there, because he was saying their security's so high, there's no way Hamas would have got in there without somebody on the inside telling them to stand down. That's what he said. Yet he was not turning against Israel. I'm not saying he just because you don't like a government doesn't mean you don't like a people. You know what I'm saying? I can say something about my government that does not mean that I hate Americans.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. I just don't like Benjamin Netanyahu. I don't like him. He's fishy. I mean, I'm just telling you, he's just something's wrong. Just like I don't like the Zelensky. I can't stand him. I mean, they're stealing our money. They're stealing our money. We're paying billions of dollars. I mean, my husband, I don't work. My husband pays over $100,000 in taxes. And then at the end of the year, we still owe every year because he gambles. So we still owe money from what he won gambling. It's ridiculous. And the problem, they should, make it higher. You know what I'm talking about? The jackpots.
What is it?
The jackpots. When you win a jackpot when you're gambling, they should make it higher so you don't have to pay taxes on $1,200.
Oh yeah,
It's not
yeah.
right because they know you spent more than that. I mean, my husband goes in and he spends a lot of money gambling, but every year we have to pay all that crap from him winning.
Yeah, it's like you know what? But if you don't go to a casino, but you go to like these little small places that have like some slots, gaming, they call it gaming video centers. I like that a lot of them actually set their jackpots at $1,190, so it won't be $1,200, so you won't have to pay taxes.
Well, I'm just saying, if you go somewhere and you bet, if you're betting kind of big, almost all the time you can hit something that's a jackpot, and then you got to pay taxes on it. And then you're like, well, I just lost $5,000 and I'm paying taxes on $1,100 or $1,200.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Exactly.
It's ridiculous. I mean, they should, either, to me, you get paid once. You got taxed when you got your paycheck. You were already taxed. You shouldn't be taxed anymore because that's double taxing. It's supposed to be illegal. I think if they want to do something right, either in the payroll tax, federal payroll tax, or have a set amount everybody pays. Because I get sick of hearing people say, "Oh, I got $10,000 back," and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, whatever.
I think so much regarding taxes and just money in our government is so ridiculous. Like every year I get this personal property tax thing, and I don't understand how, if I have made enough to where I can have things and I make enough to where I can keep paying those payments and pay them off and pay the insurance, then I have to be punished at the end of the year because I can afford it by having to pay you tax again. So on,
But
cars I've had for
that's what
2,
I'm
3 years, I
saying.
got to keep paying you. Like what? Why do I have to keep paying you because I was able to work hard enough to keep having a car?
And it's the same money that you've already paid taxes on. It's
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous. There shouldn't be all these taxes. You should either be paid taxes once or have a flat tax. I mean, it's just too much. You pay taxes on the food. You pay taxes on your car. You pay taxes on your house. You pay taxes every time you buy anything. You buy a wrench or you buy nails, whatever. You pay taxes. It's ridiculous. And then you get your car inspected every year. Guess what that is? It's a tax. It's a tax.
I know lots of people who are very religious that don't work on the Sabbath day and they do whatever, which Saturday, right? I've never heard ever a Christian, a follower of the way, say Shabbat Shalom or Shabbat anything about any Jew terms ever.
I know it's in the song. Praise Lord, Barak, Hallelujah, Shabbat.
I've never said that
conventional.
word in
You
my
know
house.
that song.
I've
I
never
don't know
said
that song.
Yeah, I know conventional does. She does.
Can we see the clip? Sar said she's sending it, I
A
think.
clip of what?
Of Charlie Kirk saying Shabbat Shalom or Shabbat or something.
I'm pretty sure I guarantee you we're gonna be able to find something with him at least saying it or something. I guarantee you it's something
Well,
on there.
he was pro-Israel for years. And that's why Candace had to leave Turning Point USA, because everybody there was saying crap about her and she had to leave. I mean,
Yeah, because I think I know sometimes they would mention it to him. I know Charlie Kirk. I've seen different things where he would talk about him going home and being with his wife, and he'll say he take that one day to be with his family and read his Bible and things like that. I think he'll say something like he did it on the Friday into the Saturday, whatever like that. So I don't know. I know most people tradition in the Western Hemisphere, people had church on Sundays.
Fact, I've read the Bible all the way through many, many times, and I've never seen where the Sabbath has been changed. In fact, it's in the Bible, remember the Sabbath and to keep it holy, almost like we would forget. And then I believe it was some sort of Catholic person or baron or someone who decided that we would celebrate the Sabbath on the Sunday. A person changed it. It was never in the Bible.
For it to be what now? You talking about on a
how they do it on Sunday? Like a person just decided, oh, let's do it on Sunday, not Saturday, and now everyone does it, and they think, oh, Sunday is God's day. Like
it
what?
was some sort of Catholic baron or something, and he changed. You can look it up. He changed it. I've read it in a book. I've read it on Google, and I've also seen a movie about it where they're talking about how they changed the Sabbath. It was a man who did, and just decided that it would be Sunday because Christ was crucified on Sunday or rose from the dead on Sunday. I'm sorry.
Why would Charlie Kirk be on film saying Shabbat Shalom? You say that in your house or to other Sabbath keepers. I'm pretty sure there's videos of him saying it out loud. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm just trying to figure out why is it such a huge thing to be just throwing out there now. Then they were just because people got things that they're showing videos of her saying it. Like, why is she making that a main point to say that? And then they're showing she's wearing the Israel flag with the Star of David on it. I think I better find a video of him saying it.
That's what I'm saying. There was a text message saying he was turning against Israel. Why would his wife say the complete opposite of what he was saying. It's fishy. It makes
Right.
no sense.
Make it a
And
point to
then
be like, he got home, he put his bags down, Shabbat Shalom. Like he just comes in the house and he's just like, I just, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's, I mean, I guess because it's one of those deals where it could be true because, you know, he, like I said, I've heard him say it myself. He and I spoke on the same stage in Chicago, and he would always talk about how he gets the one day. So I might be missing this wrong, but I know he would say, I will go home on a Friday or something like that, leading into Saturday.
Well,
And
there's a lot of
the
Christians
Sabbath.
who believe that Saturday, who still practice Saturday Sabbath because a man changed it. It wasn't Christ. It wasn't the Bible. It was just some Catholic man who decided to change it. It's not in the Bible. The name Lucifer is not in the Bible. I mean, I have read the entire Bible several, and I've never seen the name Lucifer. But people, again, a Catholic person took the, what did they call him, the light or something, and Lucifer meant something
Like
about
light bearer or something.
yeah, or something. Lucifer meant that, and they decided to call him Lucifer. That was not his. He was never called Lucifer. He was called the devil and Satan. He was never once called Lucifer. He was called the bright morning star or something like that before he was cast out of heaven. I'm not positive, but something like that.
In the scriptures, for 6 days you shall work, and the 7th day you shall rest. If you are feeling overrun by society, you might be feeling depressed or anxious, here's just one way that you might be able to improve. Turn your phone off for one day.
Yeah, he
no
said that
contact,
before.
no social media, no work. Your mental health will improve dramatically. You can hang out with friends, you can go for a walk, but don't work for one day. That is a day for worship. That is a day for the Lord. That is a day to go be with God. That is a day to read your Bible and be out of the busyness and the hurriedness and the anger and the noise of this world. Go back to God's natural rhythm, and it's made our family much tighter knit. And I could be traveling for 5 or 6 days, but if I at least get one good Sabbath with my family, it charges all back up. So God bless you. Thank you so much. And Shabbat Shalom tonight.
He said it. All right.
Yep. So now with that, what people would do is that, see, which is fine, you know, it's one of those deals where it's cool, but at the same time, you know, it's like, well, who is a student that asked him a question? You know, because I get that we see it. He said it, but like the person that was talking to him did this person get up and say, "Hey, my name is such and such, and I'm a Jew," and da 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 da. I don't know, but I mean, he did say, like I said, I've heard him say that speech right there a ton of times when we spoken up in Chicago.
Well, like I said, there are Christians who practice the Sabbath on Saturday. If you've ever watched, there's a movie. Well, it's like a 4-part series, and it's called something about the times of Noah or something like that. And I was watching that, and they were actually saying, that people are wrong for celebrating the Sabbath on Sunday. They should be doing it on Friday evening to Saturday because it was never changed by God. But I believe Jesus came, and remember they said something to him about doing something on the Sabbath, and he says, would you starve, you know, or whatever he says about, would you let your animal, if your sheep or your whatever it was got away, would you just let it be away, or would you go get it? So, I mean, I don't know. But there are Christians who really believe that you should practice the Sabbath. I'm having a surgical procedure Friday, so I'm on drugs. They're having to see if my cancer's back.
Hope not.
Yeah, they've already took part of my bladder. I prefer them not to take anymore.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Well, what's so bad is Friday I have to have that procedure, and then on the 26th, right after Christmas, I have to have my arm surgery for my frozen arm.
Your adhesive capsulitis.
So I'm just having fun. This has been a bad year.
Gosh,
I'm just going to say
wow.
It's been a bad year. I'm hoping for a better one.
Yes. Praying for a better one.
Yes. Pray and pray and pray.
Charlie wrote a book called "Stop in the Name of God" regarding the Shabbat. I almost said the Shabbat.
Well, that's weird too. If
I mean, we know he wrote a book because Erika Kirk is making sure we know she got that book.
Yeah, and she's going around, promoting it, and I'm like, your husband just died. Why are you not at home being with your kids? Because when children are small, they have a feeling of abandonment, and I've never seen that.
You haven't?
No.
What, Mama Don? The fall of Lucifer?
I've never seen the word Lucifer in the Bible.
Mama Don. Say it ain't so. Yeah, it's in there like that.
I swear I've never seen it. And I read the Bible all the time, and I'm like, where is this Lucifer supposed to be?
Yeah, it's in the old King James version, the King James version, and the New King James.
Well, sometimes I'm not gonna lie. When I get bored with a part, I will skip.
Oh, we know. A lot of us do that.
When they start begatting people, I'm skipping.
Because when they start begatting people.
Well, so and so begat this person, so and so begat that. I don't need to know all their names. Really, I don't.
All right, so I'm gonna hop down.
My kids' names, and you want me to remember?
Oh, we were.
Names. I was just reading about Jacob, and his sons, and then they were telling when his sons had sons, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't care. They were telling their wives and how many kids they had and what their names are, and there were so many, and you just want to skip over that part.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm gonna hop down, Ty. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Oh, no problem. I was gonna tell you right now. I was gonna ask you if you had any last closing words before we close it up anyway. So
I'll say adios, amigos.
Yeah, I hope we do find the truth of what really happened.
And whoever brought up the Lucifer thing, thank you. I was wrong. I have never seen it.
I hope like if people who knew him were behind it and there was a bigger plan, like to be able to get more money or just something nefarious, something evil like that, like to be in on it for money, I really hope that everyone ends up in prison. I hope just whoever ends up in prison, I hope it's the person who actually did it. I think Charlie was such a beautiful, amazing, wonderful, loving, kind, just intelligent, just awesome person. And I just, even though he wasn't my husband, he wasn't my friend, he wasn't my dad, he wasn't my son, he was someone who I watched for years. And I just want to know that whoever actually did this and took this awesome person from us, like that they end up being punished for it.
Severely. Jeez.
Because they didn't just take, some politician or some guy who debated. Like, the thing I loved about Charlie is he always talked to people. I can't even say debated. He talked to people in a way, like he never put people down. He never made them feel stupid. He never called them names. He never disrespected people. He was like, he would disagree with you in the most loving, kind, brotherly way. Like, he was just awesome. And I think we deserve to know who actually did it and everyone who was behind it. And they should be punished.
I agree.
That's it.
All righty. Appreciate you coming up, Alexandria.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Have a good one.
Well, don't forget my song.
I won't.
And I'll see you later. Well,
all right,
sis. Hear from you later.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Adios.
All right. Have a good one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you guys all coming in here. And I want to read this off because it's a two-way street. She said, hope you criticizing Erika for not being home with her babies carries the same energy for Candace spending hours and hours playing Nancy Drew while neglecting her kids and absent husband. I understand exactly what you're saying, sis. That is true, but Candace's studio is very close to her home. She's actually where she's at. She's actually able to, like how I am right here. She's actually able to walk out and go right in there where her kids are. So, but I mean, that is a good point that, that is a good point of what you're saying right there. And it's completely true. I don't think anyone should be away from their kids when they're super young. I think they should try to get as much time as they can with them as they possibly could. What y'all see me doing right now, even in the medical world and everything like that, I would not be doing any of the stuff I'm doing right now with YouTube, speaking engagements. I would not be doing any of those things unless my sons were grown like they are right now, or they're at an age where I don't have to be in their lives as much, because otherwise all that other stuff can wait. That's just me, in my opinion. If I had some young sons right now, you would not see me on YouTube like you see me on YouTube as much as you do. There's no way. There's no way. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys all being here. Appreciate all the comments and everything like that. I will be going live a lot more than what I used to. I know y'all hate it that because I used to go live a lot, man. I mean, I used to go live a lot, but I'll try to do my best to keep these things up with that. And appreciate y'all all being here again. And God bless you all through Jesus.